Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another Hangout with Astropreneur. For those who do not know me, my name is Liam. This is designed to be a casual hangout with makers. Come in, chat. I will post a link in a moment. Actually, let me post it now in chat so everyone can say, who wants to come in and join can do so. The only thing we ask is to keep it civil, okay? No politics, no sex, no. But we can talk about all maker stuff, 3D printing, CNC, laser engraving, all maker stuff that we're up to is what we're here to talk about as fellow makers. So I have somebody already who's ready to jump in. Let me bring Matt in. Hey, Matt, how are you?
Hey, I'm pretty good. How are you?
Good.
Good.
Can we keep out of trouble? Not succeeding, but trying.
I don't know if I keep out of trouble. Right now I have trouble with Alexa.
Well,
She have a hard time understanding me because of my German-English accent
your
mixed
Jinglish
with
accent.
American.
Your Jinglish accent is what it's called, a Jinglish one. German-English.
Jinglish, yeah.
Jinglish.
Jinglish.
Yeah, in Singapore it's Singlish. So let's see who's there.
Germish.
Hey, Jerry, how are you? Come in and join the conversation if you want, Jerry. Liam and Ike, okay. Hey, non-fam. And let's see who else is out there. Kieran, all the way down under. How are you, sir? Hey, Loopy, in the other room, but behind Matt.
Yeah.
Let's see who else out there. Good to see the CFO. Okay. This side of commentary why I streamed earlier. Okay. Let's see, Kieran. Oh, they're talking about Jerry's stream earlier on. Keep the riffraff out. Does that mean I have to leave if we're keeping riffraff out?
Hey, Kieran.
Let's see who else out there. Dominic. The TH3D stream. Well, that's okay. That's an Ask Tim. Is what that is. Let's see who else out there. Old Curmudgeon. How are you? I'm just stopping. Hey, kid. Hey, Ram Design. How are you?
Rum sign.
Yeah, Ram Design, yeah.
Sounds more like Rammstein.
No, Ram Design. Everybody, you're welcome to come in. We won't keep you out. Don't worry, Kieran.
Hey, Matt. I say hello to myself.
That was worth the stream alone. I'm gonna get a snippet and I'm gonna replay. I'm gonna make it a short and add it to my channel as a short to play it over and over and over again. Hello, man. I'm talking to myself.
Yeah, I'm so upset right now with Alexa. It's like, it's so annoying, Alexa.
Marcus, how are you? The link is in chat. I haven't.
Hey, Marcus.
But Jerry, if you want to get the link, and because I don't have the YouTube page open, if you want to, Jerry, because Jerry, you are a mod, you can actually pin that link for people to come in and join. I don't have it in my chat, so asking doesn't mean you get an answer. Let's see. Oh. There's trouble.
Capital T. How are you going, guys?
Today? Let me guess, your name is again today, Decibel?
It always is.
Such a rude name.
Why?
But my internet connection is like dial-up. Oh, right. Yeah, we all have those days. I have a whole
doesn't it mean a little bit that you're a little bit easy?
Decibel is sound.
Decibel is the sound measurement of sound volume.
Yeah.
Oh, decibel. Oh, I thought.
What were you thinking?
What were you thinking? Come on.
You're the one that's got the low mind. Sorry, we're trying to keep it clean here.
Yeah. No.
No,
John,
no.
I don't even know who these guys are.
I'm not with them.
He's crossed the streams somewhere in the universe and got the wrong connection.
It's late for me. It's 12 o'clock and I'm tired. And
actually, I did, Jerry. I actually got cleaned up this morning. It's later than your streamers, you see. That's why.
I didn't get on Jerry's stream because it was in the middle of my working day. I couldn't join, and I wanted to, but I just couldn't.
Let me guess, your hair's still wet from the shower.
Yep. Yeah, got out of the shower about 20 minutes ago. That's the shows they actually know where to find the shower and how to use it, which is good.
Yeah. It does.
I know how to use a shower, but I don't have a shower. I have a bath.
I'm not casting aspersions, Matt. That's all. I'm not casting any aspersions.
We know. Matt showers once a year, whether he needs it or not.
Needs it or not. Yeah.
Only on special occasions, you know.
Yeah. I only do it on days that end with the letter
Just
Y.
kidding. Just kidding, guys. I don't think.
Yeah.
I take bath every day. So.
Yeah. So you're like me then, on days that end with the letter Y.
What you guys been up to? Oh, you, Liam, and...
Oh, there's another troublemaker. Hey, Dan.
Ooh.
Hey, how's it going, Dan?
What's going on there, guys?
Oh, tripod showers was often used as the CR6 SE, but that might become more regular now that he got it working.
Yeah.
So what are you all up to, guys? Let's start with Matt because he was first on. Other than being annoyed by Alexa, what else is happening?
I finished my lamp.
Yeah.
But I showed off last week. I had only 2 sides. Alexa, turn off computer lights. Okay.
See,
it works.
That is nice. That is nice, though.
Yeah.
What's
really
the
nice.
lighting? What's the light source inside that, Matt? To get the night, it's how even? Because it's quite even lighting.
It's an LED.
Okay, so it's pointing straight up and bouncing around, which is nice and flat.
But the white would actually the white the PLA, the white PLA he uses will diffract the light anyway, or diffuse the light anyway. It'll scatter it, so it'll actually make it a more even coloring.
I just mean that from the bottom to the top, it's actually very even light from all the way up from bottom to top. There's no hot spots.
And what's that one thing, kid?
Yeah, because.
Why do we have a picture of
Dan's butt? Do we really want to see a picture of Dan's butt?
Ouch.
Squirrels? No, I disagree. Oh, where did he go?
I think he pushed the wrong button. Maybe
I didn't touch him. No, I think he pushed the wrong button.
Yeah.
What happened, Dan?
I was swapping my camera over to from OBS because there's a little delay in it, but apparently it got mad at me when I switched it.
Yeah,
that's just your wallpaper, was it? That was your wallpaper, was it, Dan?
No.
I should hope not. I should hope not.
Hold on a second. Let me switch.
His OBS virtual cameras was kicking him out.
Yeah, OBS is getting mad at me. So
because you're using a virtual cam, right?
Yeah, and there's a little bit of a lag or whatnot in the camera with the audio, and I'm like, we'll just turn it off. So
that's true. That's fine, kid.
Yeah, Kitten, his love of the squirrels, he believes squirrels.
That fascination worries me.
I think it's more the fact that he keeps getting given the cone of shame so much. So there's a link between the squirrels and the cone of shame, which he wears a lot, I'm told. No?
We're not going there. I'll take us down an avenue we don't want to go.
No.
I mean, some of us have to sleep tonight, right? You're waking up. The rest of us have to sleep at some point.
Well, some of us are wide awake now. I mean, I've been up for about 4 hours, so yeah.
Yeah.
Let me pop off for a short period, and I'll be back in a second.
All right. Time up.
Sorry, some stuff is acting up.
Better squirrel.
I'm implying you with a cone of shame, Kit. That's all. Hence your squirrel fascination.
I'm really worried about that fascination with squirrels, but yeah. So what are you up to, Dan?
No,
nothing. Your Q5, is that a Q5 in the background you got working?
Yeah, I got a Q5 in the background. I posted a picture of it's the lumpy bumpy vase that I got off of Prusa Prince. There we go. Sorry, having a moment. It's the lumpy bumpy vase I got off Prusa Prince that I used for the contest that Edutech Jim's got going on. I submitted one at 75% because at 100% it doesn't fit on that. It's quite a bit taller. Well, I liked it. I decided to print another one, so that one's at 50%, and it just finished. So,
yeah, I didn't know Jim had a competition going on.
It's with him and with Filament. The Filament guys are doing it. They're giving away the contest is up next week, the 12th, I want to say. It's a vase contest. You basically they got $500 worth of prizes they're giving away. And the way the contest works is you submit your print, whether it be resin or FDM. You print a vase, you submit it by just tagging them on either Twitter or Instagram or Facebook. And then Jim is the guest judge for this contest. Jim and them will go through and look through the entries, decide which ones they like. First place gets $200 gift certificate for Filament.
That's a good 8 spools, probably.
Yeah, there's 200, 100, a 75, and then there's 2 more, I believe. The total value is going to be $500, and the other 2 are for non-filament, non-resin based vases. So like people who actually like handcraft something, they've got a couple options there too. So, but I know that if you go look at Jim put out a video a couple weeks back on it, and there's some links to what you got to do to enroll. So if anybody is interested, if you like what you hear and you don't mind a little bit of a hide and go seek, go back to the Edutech channel, look through a couple videos back, and click the links. If you want to enter, you got a couple of days left. And but I figured I like that filament that's on there, and I wanted to print another one, so I went a little smaller.
And I like Jim's content. Jim does some good stuff. So.
Oh yeah.
I like
it's not like the useless dribble that I put out, you know.
So, yeah, I'm printing some stuff out of PETG. My wife wants some stuff for her. My wife likes aquariums and fish and stuff. She's gotten into that, and she wants to do like stuff for where she grows the moss and different plants. So she asked me to print some stuff for her. So that's what the printers are busy doing. I have 2 printers busy doing that right now.
Aquarium or terrarium?
Aquarium, as in like fish and water.
Yep.
Hence the PETG. You can't put PLA into water, but you can put PETG into water.
No, just moss. You're saying moss inside an aquarium.
Yeah, you'd actually get water-based moss. They're great for the fry to hide them when after they're born.
Yeah.
Duck in there and they hide inside there, and that's where they spend their time growing, you know. So, and we use natural mosses inside for aquarium.
Yeah.
So
filtering as well.
Yeah. They do. They help with filtering, and she's lots of other plants in there too that help maintain the. PETG is safe in a fish tank. It's the only one that is. PLA is not. ABS is not. A lot of the others is not.
Yeah, PETG, again, the only difference between PET, which is what water bottles are made out of, and PETG is the glycol added to make it more printer friendly. And it's a non-toxic. It's not really a toxic additive anyway, so.
That's a good idea, Kit. I might do that. I might turn around and take a picture of my Falcon 9, take off the top and put some flowers hanging out of it and the top of it, take a photograph of that and send it and submit it to Jim's vase.
It's a vase.
There you go. Yeah, use your rockets as vase. Well, somebody was telling me that, like, again, not to go crazy with, like, you know, promoting stuff and whatnot, but you know, you guys know me. I have a love for a certain filament manufacturer who might be taking up that whole top row up there.
Yes, we do.
So I may have a love for that. We won't talk. But this one here was a sample that was given to me at Murph. It was it's Cherry Cosmos. It was given to me by the Layer Fuse guys. Well, I printed this.
Let me bring you full screen. 1 second. Let me bring you up full screen so it's easier.
But
man, you got a lot of layer shifting on that.
yeah. It's that little collapsible 8-pointed star thing that is out there. But this stuff I did, and I had just taken a picture and posted it with it like this, and everybody's like, that would work as a vase, right? And I was saying to myself, I'm like, as much as yes, it is 2 layers, it is thin, it is hollow. You could put some fake flowers inside and make it look like a vase. I was like, I just don't think that would qualify as a vase, you know. So I was like, yeah. So I was like, yeah, no. I was like, you know, we'll just go ahead and get rid of that. But it's I don't know. It's a nice filament. It's very sharp. We were talking about it at Murph, and I said something about it. Reminded me of the movie Corvette Summer, and a lot of people don't know that movie. Apparently, I'm like one of the only people who knows the movie Corvette Summer, which was from '78, which was the year before I was born, even. And it's got Mark Hamill in it. Quick story: it's about a kid who is in a high school shop class or an automech class. They find this Corvette that's getting ready to be crushed. Well, he saves the car from the crusher. They put all this money into it. They put this really nice, like, candy apple red paint job on it, put this really crazy, big, huge cowled hood on it. And then the car gets stolen. And Mark Hamill goes on a summer of finding his Corvette that he heard was in Vegas. So he goes and looks for it. And that red is what that reminded me of. But then after seeing it, it makes more sense. It does look like your 70s bicycle style handle grips with all that glitter in them.
Yeah, I would say yes to that one, Jerry. They're looking for a vase, so yeah, there's no limitation as to what manufactured material you're using. If you're using filament or resin, you can use filament, resin, or again, there's a couple categories where you can do it based on just materials. So, like if you make one out of soda cans and you cut up the can real nice and fancy, and you do something crazy, you can submit it and could potentially win one of the non-FDM, non-resin based prizes too. So I have a stone one.
If you've got one,
if you've got one, Jerry, stone one.
Yeah, you can use that just
out of solid stone, out of an Egyptian marble, and it's hand ground.
Yeah,
like with an auger, you grind it out by hand.
Yeah. Jerry, you just go back to Edutech's channel and go back a couple videos. He's got a video he did on it. There's links in the description on where to go and what to do. Or you can go to, I think, Fulament's page too. I believe on there.
Yeah. But it'd probably be on Jim's stuff anyway.
Yeah, it's just easier to tell you to go to Jim's page and then look like 3 videos back. I think it's like 2 or 3 videos, 3 or 4 videos back. It says $500, giveaway. And he goes into a little detail in the video about what you need to do and the fact that really it's just a matter of submitting a picture on Twitter. Make sure you're following both of them on Twitter and all that good stuff. So, playing daddy today.
Cool.
Let's see.
Yeah, that print is done. So, so I'm doing that, and I'm still slowly tipping away at getting my stuff set up. I have some work that I need to do, some lasering work later this week. Oh yeah, I've done that vase a few times. Yeah,
the little lumpy bumpy, and it's funny because it looks a lot more orange than it is. It's definitely more red, but because I use the yellow light to kind of help brighten this pretty face of mine, it makes it look more orange.
Okay. So, Kid says the top 2 tiers are reserved for those already using filament.
Yeah, they very well could be, but again, like I said, I mean, there's no reason not to. I mean, if you've got something, submit it. There's no reason not to. I mean, you can't win if you don't try. So, I mean, if you guys are interested, go for it. If not, don't. I'm not here to promote the giveaway. I was just talking about why I had this going.
I just dropped the link into chat for a vase I've got sitting at the house. Just have a look at that one.
Let me
see if that comes up.
Do you want me to put it into regular chat for everybody?
You can do. There's nothing wrong with it. Just a Discord link.
Oh yeah.
Should work.
But there is a tier. Okay. Not my kit.
See if that opens up. That should open up. That's it's not so much the vase. If you're gonna get a vase,
hey Thomas, how are you?
You want to print the got to put the right stuff in it. Have a look what's in the vase.
Yeah, I look at it later because it's just actually no. I can open a different URL. 1 second. Copy link address. Oh yeah, that's nice.
But check out what's in it.
3D printed flowers.
No.
I don't know.
Look
I can't
closer.
tell. Everybody's just looking at my pretty little face right now.
Oh, it's Lego.
Yeah. It's
All
a
right.
Lego,
Lego?
set. Yeah.
Yeah, click
Yeah.
on the link and go there. It's a Lego. It's a 3D. It looks like a 3D printed vase.
Yeah, the
But
vase
it's
is 3D printed.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's got Lego flowers.
So they don't have to water it. They don't drop leaves. They don't drop petals. Colour stays.
Let's see.
The only way to do it.
Yeah, that's what we accused Rene of 3D printing the really large Lego flowers, so he
Yeah,
can put them in his garden so he doesn't have to take care of it.
Yeah. Just leaves no mess around the house, so it's a great way of doing it.
Cool. So, what are you up to, Kieran, other than work? Which is you're in the middle of your work day now.
Yep. Well, we're still kind of locked out of the office till next week, maybe. I've just kicked off a 30-hour print behind me. See if that lasts. It's just a present the wife wants me to make for a friend. It's a yarn bowl.
Okay.
But,
The yarn bowl that Chris Travis did.
Don't know which one did Chris do.
He did he did a yarn bowl here just the other day, or just yesterday. I think he posted over on his Twitter. I'm actually looking for it right now.
Is that the ball with the needle sticking out? Clock Springs yarn
Yeah.
bowl? Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
doing. Yeah. Yep.
Okay, yeah,
It's a nice little model, or a big model actually. Yeah.
yeah. He did it with some again another Murph special buy type thing from. He got some blue filament from Murph that he got, and it was from the Capricorn guys actually, if I remember right, Chris, if I'm correct.
Howdy.
Yeah, yarn bowl from Clock Spring.
Yeah,
Sergio,
his
what's going
stuff-
on, good sir?
His stuff's great. I love his stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I friended you today on Facebook, I believe, Sergio. I think I did. I saw you listed. It's either you or some other Sergios.
Sergio's good people, so
Yeah.
this one, I gotta say, the smaller one turned out much better. I think the way the layers turned out much better on the smaller one.
Well, no, I've done a big version of those. Even though the spiralized auto counter or vase mode doesn't show a lot of printing quality aspects, it does show your dimensional accuracy when it's moving.
Yeah.
If any layer shifts, it'll completely fail. That's why I
Yeah.
like to do a large vase, because it will completely fail. If there's any layer shifting at all, they'll if one layer is off, the whole thing will fall apart.
Yeah.
So that's why I like to use it.
Especially with a small nozzle.
With
Bigger nozzle, you
with
might get away with
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Kit, that's what it is. Yeah. So if you're not using their product, they're like the bottom two tiers are yours. So you still have chances to win if you're not using their product. Of course, they're still so that's good. At least they're not being completely jerk about it, saying that you have to use our product. Because sorry, but they don't always have the product that just would make a part pop. So.
Yeah, I saw that as well. Llama's clock.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
nice.
I now have the clock up and running behind me. That's the actual time right now. So if anybody wants to know what time it is in Danland, there you go.
25 past 6.
Yeah.
25
It
past
actually,
6,
and the
right,
crazy
yeah,
part is, like, I didn't even think about this, but Llama was right. The when I designed my logo, I didn't design it to be a clock. Okay.
No.
I just did it to be a gear. Okay. But you've got
But you got enough.
one-
You got enough to.
like each one of the little breaks in between works out perfect to do like a 1 through, like you start out at 12 and you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 kind of a thing going around. Like it that there anyway worked out where he it looks like he tweaked it a little bit or something, but it worked out. It ended up being where it worked out perfectly that it's in that there's a bunch of them going around. It makes 12.
Jerry's hiding behind goodies.
Yep. He's getting your stuff ready to pack off. Yep.
What's
No,
up,
that's
Jerry?
a vase. That's a vase beside Jerry.
Yep.
Yeah, let me put you up full screen, Jerry.
Hey, look at me again. There we go.
That pattern, just rotating off the light, that pattern's amazing in the light.
It is,
It's great.
My Ender extender kit I have in my Ender 3, I'm selling for $200. I printed this on it for the video. Do I need to have flowers or something coming out of it?
How about standing it on your head and take a photograph of it to show how big it is? Yeah, and then submit that then with to show how large it is. Really good.
Yeah, I just got a delivery. I got stuff to open.
Goodies. We're going to leave Jerry full screen so we can see what he got.
Yeah, I forget things at the store. So when I forget them at the store more than once or twice, then I get on Amazon and order them. Oh, Liam, I went ahead and I tried your paint idea on the outline on this. I put the white paint on a
pad
plate and I dipped it.
Yeah.
And then I had them sitting on the counter here last night and I bumped them and then I had to go do touch up. Anyway, I got them all glued together now.
But it came out nice though, didn't it?
Yeah, it looks a lot better. I think I'll print one for you. I said, well, why don't you print one really big? Why not?
Yeah,
so I think I'll make the letters as big as I can to make a giant version of this.
Well, the reason why I say to use a pad or whatever, as kids, you learn you do as young kids you do stuff with paint on a pad, and you use did you? I don't know if you ever did it. Okay,
we're doing dishes. The one I bought at the dollar store sucks, so I paid a couple dollars more and I got one off Amazon.
Does that take detergent in the handle?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. I use a dishwasher and I hand wash because not everything fits in dishwashers.
But did you ever do it as a kid that you got a potato, sliced it in half and carved a design in it, and then use your you dip it in paint and use it like a stamp? Did you ever do that? Yeah. Oh, Jerry got his charger.
Got the good charger. Yep. Got the nice.
Yeah, the same as mine.
Charger. Yep.
Yeah, I looked at the one that the tech guy was talking about, and the one you were talking about, and I ordered the one you were talking about. I saved $5 over the one.
It's a good charger. Like I just put my battery into maintenance mode again, into storage mode again. Let's see. Oh, we have tripod popping in. Hey, John.
Hey, John. How you doing?
What's going on, peeps?
Check this out. This is a badass cup.
Who got that?
Beautiful. It's well done. I got some cool ass stickers, Joe, with this nice cup. Thank you very much, sir.
No problem. No problem.
It's a left-handed and a right-handed cut.
Yeah, we ran out, so I had to order more cups today. So
yeah, that's awesome how they put your sticker in that, and it's really high quality.
Well, Maddie did all of it, so she.
Oh, she did.
Yeah.
How did she dip it?
It's her secret. So
okay.
Yeah, so she makes them.
So she didn't have a company do it for her?
Nope.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah,
I have room. I have room for one more if you want to come in, Thomas.
Maker Viking.
Yeah.
Maker Viking is he's building a really cool printer right now, and I guess he has a fundraiser going on for it. Maybe you can show pictures when he comes in.
Yeah, sure.
Well, this isn't what do you call it? It's not a laser.
I was gonna say it sounds.
No, it won't come from Amazon. It'll come directly from their store.
Yeah.
If you
oh no! Okay, you guys are gonna find this funny, but for the last month or so, I keep forgetting to buy this at Walmart when I go to the store. So I figured, F it, I'll just go on Amazon and get it.
What's that? Really? Popcorn?
Popcorn. Yeah. I figured I'll just order it. That way I don't get to buy it no more.
Okay. And I was on. The link here's the link again. And I just posted the link. Oh, wrong one. Let me get you the link. 1 second.
And there's a black.
I got you.
She came out nice. She came out real
there
nice.
There it is. It's in chat.
Never mind. It's in chat.
Yeah, there's another version that's unzipped a lot more in the front.
Yeah, so
I didn't want to post that one with a.
Hey,
there's one of gray that he has I really like too, but one is kind of R-rated and one's not. So
yeah.
Anyway,
I said that mine was never going to be just a kid. It's going to be adult oriented.
I'm a hillbilly from the trailer park. I'm going to use this in the shower to scrub my back and my head.
Keep that shine up. Gotta keep that shine up.
I only got my CR6 SE going just for Karen. That's it. No one else.
That's good. That's good.
Hey, Liam, go.
Assertions about your.
Hey, Greg, how you doing?
Yeah, and,
very good.
And Greg has that Luzbot, and just like I drool every time I see a picture of that thing.
Oh yeah, it's sitting in another part of the corner.
But the
I'm not sure if I commented on your video, Greg, but I did watch it.
Oh,
Hey,
thanks.
Liam.
Yeah.
Liam, did you say you can do up to 10 now, or are you just still
no
at 6?
6.
Okay, because I was gonna say
Thomas,
I gotta run for a little bit anyway, so I'm
Okay.
gonna bow out in case Viking wants to comment. I gotta take my daughters to the store to buy candy because their cousin's over, so they're having like movies and junk food night. So I gotta go. I got nominated to take a group of girls to the store to go buy candy.
You
boy.
lucky man, you.
Yes, I know.
Earplugs,
Have a great day, Dan.
earplugs are guaranteed needed.
I'm the jerk though. I get in and I automatically turn on like the heavy metal and I crank it way up so I can't hear them. So they want to get in and out of the car as quickly as they can. See, as a matter of fact, here they come. So nope, stay. All right, talk to you guys later.
Stay. Roll over.
man.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Cheers, Dan.
Thomas, jump in now.
Cheers, Dan.
Hey,
There's
there's
a
the
spot.
stickers.
Stickers.
Everybody
Walking
gets
past
stickers.
us.
I got no stickers.
I like when people send me extra stickers. I give a set
Well,
to my wife.
you send me your name and address. You know, I
I
do
like
them up
it
when I
when I
can. So postage is regular postage is fine. It's the other stuff that comes with
Yeah.
it. It's like ridiculous now.
I know. I've sent stuff around the States and it's got ridiculous. And I've sent stuff overseas. Like, I got lucky. I sent them the Sauron and Mace that I printed for Rene. I resin printed it for him and I shipped it to him. He hasn't gotten it yet because he's in Denmark. I shipped it to him. I got really lucky because the person in the post office said, "Don't do that. Do it this way." Because if you do it the way I was going to do it with the express post, it was going to take hey Thomas,
Hey.
Viking.
it was going to cost $80 to ship. She said do it a different way, and it was $26 to ship.
Yeah, I think it's the one that sent to Sam. It was around $30.
Yeah.
Well, Viking's going to be getting a package soon.
with Dan sweat.
Yeah, it's not going to smell too good.
I couldn't.
He's going to basically clone. He's going to get some cloning in the background. Get that DNA off the sweat. That's it.
I'll be there next year, Chris. I'm planning to go there next year. I didn't have time to schedule it this year.
I only had a limit amount of because I just got some merch in. So and Madison was cranking out as much as he could the night before. So
and I need to stop being lazy as well and get my logo over to Tim. To get some stickers done.
I need to get some new stickers. I think I gave all mine away at Murph.
Yeah, I need to make new ones.
I had 150 and I got like 30 or 40 left. I got my sticker mule and they're special.
Oh yeah, I bought them from them, and Sticker App was the other one. I think I like Sticker App a little better because they have it was like the brushed aluminum look, which I like. But
Yeah, mine are what were they? Holographic.
yeah,
These are
Yeah, they're cool.
yeah, those are yeah, those I've seen those too. I think I have one of yours. Pretty sure.
Yeah, they're Jerry's.
Yeah.
And then I got this up on Thingiverse. Designer made for me. I posted on Thingiverse.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
Yeah, let me make you full screen, Jerry.
I got finally got it all glued together. It prints in multiple
That's great.
layers.
Yeah, and
Put it all together.
we also Ram Design is also he's here in chat. He's working on the mini me's for Jerry and I.
Okay.
So he's actually going to do the mini characters, the 3D printable characters for Jerry and I.
Yeah.
Like the Wexters, kind of like those.
Like kind of like the Wexers type of thing. Yeah.
Like the mini Joel or the
Yeah.
mini Jim.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he's working on those, and he's made a lot of headway in Jerry's, and I think he hasn't started. I think he was just about ready to start mine over the weekend. So at some point.
Yeah, over the last year and a half, I've talked to 4 different designers that I print models from, and they've all said, "Yeah, I can hook you up and do a little mini you," but they've all got busy and it's never happened. So we'll see what comes through.
Yeah, when it was nice for him to offer the help.
Yeah.
So, what are you up to, Greg?
Well, just I've been making some videos on the Taz Sidekick, and then I just did another one on the Voron 0.1, like a speed, printing some maker coins that I was doing at Murph. So
Which sidekick did you get?
It's the smaller one. It's honestly, it's the one that doesn't make much sense because it's still like $1,000, but the bed is smaller than the Prusa Mini.
It's honestly, that one's way too small.
It is. I mean, it was kind of like an impulse, like, hey, this is really cool. I'll get it, and but it's really it's a good printer though. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw my tweet, but I kind of priced out what I thought the bomb would be if you were to build one, and I mean, it was close to $1,000, just with assuming you ordered on the US.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
they build and everything here. They 3D print most of the joining components. It's all PETG, and I did a similar price out for the Lulzbot, what's one, the Workhorse.
Oh yeah, that thing's really nice. By buying it and by building it, you're not saving much of a difference. No.
They use top-rate components. There's no question they use top-rate components.
It's really nice. Like, it has genuine Gates belts. The V wheels are way better than what you might find on a Creality. I mean, everything just seems higher quality. It's got a genuine Meanwhile power supply. I actually took it apart to do like a fix on it because the cable that was on the heated bed sat a little high, so I had to like pull that apart. But they use a solid wire actually to power the bed, which is kind of cool. That then terminates into a connector that then is stranded wire. So it's a nice piece of engineering.
They do a really good job, and they're fully open source, so you can actually go and download the bill of materials from their site.
I did. I found the step file for the Mosquito M175 toolhead that I got as well with it, and I was able to. I wanted to lower the holes a little bit, so I just opened up Fusion, edit it. I'm done. I got my new mount printed, so I haven't put it on yet. But I mean, there's a lot of good benefits, but I think a lot of hobbyists are just like, no way, I can buy a cheap, Creality for $300, right? Why would I spend $1,000? That's the mindset.
Well, I think they're aiming for to compete with the Prusa market.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they are.
They've always been way above that price point wise, because they're like the Workhorse and the Workhorse Pro and all these are high end machines, right?
Yeah,
interchangeable tool heads. This was an attempt at bringing it into the range of more makers, homemakers like us, hobbyists, without breaking the bank and be in line with what Prusa is offering, and they're doing it.
And fully US built, and all the components, is everything locally sourced, and the support's there, and the parts are there.
And you have support, and their support.
Yes, that is the big thing. Like, I know a lot of us, we build our own printers and even design our own printers, right? If you're Viking over here, but not everybody's doing that. And I think even John, Olaf, the CEO, had said, in the video that Joel released, that he is trying to target those new builders, or new makers, I should say. And I think, like, there are people who are like, well, what printer should I get? And they don't want to buy, something that they're going to have to upgrade and fix and tweak, right? But they also may not want to buy a Prusa because it's from overseas. So now they got another option. I think it's good.
Yeah, I think Joel's
and
video was pretty good.
The tool head options gives you the option to have multiple choices as well, which is Prusa.
Yeah, and as well as that, you can do 1.75 or 2.8.
Or 2,
yeah.
I got 2 on mine.
Yeah.
One thing I noticed about the Prusa, I got the Mini, as you all know, and I've had a lot of printers for many years, is that with the Prusa Mini, it's like idiot-proof. Everything you need to know is right there on the screen. It tells you.
But here's the thing, right? When you make stuff idiot-proof, they just go build better idiots.
They get a better idiot, yeah. I mean,
I know somebody that's all thumbs that has absolutely no idea what to do. If something
they're really good.
Or you don't have to get on a group and ask somebody to get 1,000 wrong answers and people making fun of you. It tells you. And if not, get on chat and they'll respond that quick. So.
Yeah. I have a
and you can spend the $50 extra and get it pre-built. So it's all that grief.
Well, if you want to make videos and have people hang out and bash you, then buy a kit.
No, we didn't bash you. We actually provided
we had fun on your streams.
That was said that $50 you didn't spend was the best 12 hours we ever saw.
A lot of fun.
That was good. It was good. It was fun that we hung out with you while you were doing the build. It's like being there helping you out when we're in the build. And we're hanging out with friends. You make fun of each other, and that's kind of what we did on the stream as well.
Well, I obviously do enough of it. I throw enough crap at everybody all the time anyway.
Yeah, and like it's just for fun,
Yeah.
You didn't build me
Hey,
better.
Mama.
I'm an idiot. Now remember, Lama. Remember, you said that, not us.
Hey, Tripod. On your interview with Jim Edutech, you seemed to be nervous standing there. It kind of surprised me.
Well, because the floor,
Yeah,
I did
it
not
was
want to
deadly.
stand.
You
Yeah.
got one strike too.
Oh, it was. I mean, I did not want to even move.
Well, and because
So,
you had slipped earlier the day before, right?
yeah, and
Yeah.
it was like,
Yeah.
even with when Joel went around, the floors were a little bit dry. It was still the same thing.
Your wife should be on your videos. I've seen her there at the desk. She looks like she's photogenic. Doesn't seem to be camera shy. You should try to get her on your video.
Yeah, it's I was like, oh, she's in it.
Sure, by looking at her, she reminded me of a gym teacher or a high school teacher.
Yeah.
So
Hey now.
anyway,
No, she actually had a good time there. I asked her if she wanted to go, and she was walking around and she was seeing all these prints and stuff, and I'm like,
cool.
told you could basically make whatever you want with these things.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so when Jim said that he had the artillery genius that he couldn't get running, I'm like, I'll get it running. And
That's
And
awesome.
so,
But
but
when she buys more filament than you do, you're onto a winner there.
oh my god, yeah, she bought 9 rolls of filament. So,
Yeah.
Wow. You know what's going to happen now?
I told her to go around and spread the money equally because they're all people.
That's
that
why I couldn't get that. I could only get one color of the Capricorn. It was the
Good buying
gold.
all the-
That's all they had
Yeah,
left.
yeah.
They bought the
Well,
last roll of that.
The thing about it is she bought 9 spools of filament, but that's a whole pile of jobs she's going to give you to print for her.
But well, that's why she has her own printer now.
Oh,
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah,
Oh, there we
totally.
go. There we go. Yeah.
what printer did you give her?
Yeah.
She's got the Genius, the other Genius.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's an easy one to use for her. It doesn't have all the menus and all that, so it's just load and go. I'll level it for her, and she could just print wherever she wants. But yeah, Chris Travis was walking around like he was
Yeah.
a kid in a candy store at first, and then
What was that average
my
price?
wife was
for
starting to see all the colors, and then he was like, "Wait a minute, where'd you get that from?"
And then did you see what he printed on it today? I mean, that was amazing. That
Yeah,
clock spring.
Capricorn's like, "Can
Yeah.
we use it?" I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm
that was
like,
really
yeah.
cool. Yeah.
That was. I think that was the last spool that we got.
What was the average price of a spool? Jerry asked a moment ago.
It was $12.
Yeah,
Ooh, that's
12.
cruel. That's
3%.
cruel.
That's in line with GST 3D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had to buy 3 rolls though, I think, to get that price.
Well, yeah, but
But it was worth it. Yeah.
Yeah, but like a GS3 right now, a GS3, they offer for $90 you get 10 spools.
Built overbought. Why did you not give the wife the CR6?
Yeah, I just got 10 rolls of white. From
Because I feel like waking up in the morning.
with a large square imprint of Creality across his forehead.
No, I mean I got it running. It's just now I got to see if I've only printed the 3 parts that I did the review on, and I have to just see if it actually maintains it.
What did you do? You said you worked on the interior. You got the B-Tree Tech board in it.
Yeah.
What else
Yeah,
did you do on the
but-
inside?
Yeah, figures.
That
I
was-
ordered 10 rolls last week and I paid like $98 free shipping. And now
It's actually it's 89, I think it is.
yeah, I just missed their
Yeah.
sale, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was Decibel.
Even
I
then-
didn't even see that they changed your name.
Like even if they're under $100 for 10 spools,
Yeah.
that's $10 a spool, and their stuff is good because people have been pumping a lot of that material.
Yeah, it seems to print fine. I
Yeah,
originally
and
had a
people are not
problem.
complaining, and it's PLA plus, so it's got a slightly higher temp rating.
The reason I bought it was simply to do an R2 with, but I haven't done any more work on. But
You
Yeah,
just printed
so-
the dome, yeah.
So Decibel, it was the Big Tree Tech board, the community firmware, and now the
Yep.
all metal hot end.
Okay,
Okay.
we have to see this. This is a
What,
beautiful
the
machine.
Swiss, the micro Swiss hot end.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yes, out of stock already. I mean, I tried to, literally when they released it, it went out of stock straight away.
Yeah.
Uh,
I guess you're the old seeing this printer so far.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's
That's,
a lovely machine.
Thank you. This is the new
Looking
one.
really good. Oh yeah, the mini.
Tiny one.
What's it going to be
Yeah.
called? This one?
I had a name for it, but according to a few of my American and Canadian friends, it's too hard to
The
pronounce.
Oh, okay.
Odin?
No, that's easy. It's Dvergir from
Bless you.
Norse mythology. Yeah, exactly. So that's dwarf, a dwarf in Norse mythology, and it's tiny, so that's why that name. And he was made from Ymir's flesh, which is the name of the other printer.
Is that going to be an FDM or a resin? Because
FDM.
okay,
That's
sorry, I can only see one angle, so I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I'm not done it, of course, but you
No,
get,
what you need to do is design a big resin, a 15-inch resin.
yeah. No, maybe later. We'll see. Never
Because
know.
resin is basically an LCD screen with a UV panel underneath, right?
Yeah.
That's all it is. And
You
you
need
can
to
buy
control the
you can
board.
get a Chichu board. You can use Chichu box boards.
Yeah.
They're not very expensive, and they're really good quality.
Yeah, it's doable. We'll see you later. What I'll do.
Which
Nice.
board is that?
That's the Mellow CDY V2.
You like the Mellow boards, don't you?
Cool.
Yeah, I have a good relationship with Mellow. So that's the same board I have in Ymir at the moment, but I might go for the smaller and cheaper and the 3 version of the Mellow board. We'll see.
You should work with you should work with manufacturers and get them to OEM your design.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Because they're really fantastic design. Like I like this, but I really love the big the large Core XY, that one.
Yeah.
There's companies out there who would. You've done all the work for them.
Yeah.
All that has to be done is firmware, really, on their part.
Yeah, that's true.
OEM with them.
Yeah, I've been in talks with a few people or companies about it, but Ymir is open source. It's for the community. So
Understood, but you could add features to it and add like additional functionality, and then OEM that part.
Or you open it up for
version.
licensing. So if if people are profiting off it, Thomas gets a cut.
Yeah.
That's the possibility. But
yeah, that's open source privately is fine, but once they start building it for profit, that's when you need to make your open source a little bit more strict.
Copyright it, your design, and once you have it copyrighted, then you have a claim on it, and then as long as you do it and before they get to it, then now you have a claim on it. And
tell that to the belt printer. Copyright it and you have a claim on it. Yeah,
that reality.
Well, you see, it's hard to make claim in China.
All copyrights can be at one point or another be taken over and redesigned by somebody. So
yeah, true.
Is that a single printhead Maker Viking? Because I see it's got two 2.3 kg spools on the right.
Yeah, it's a Core XY.
Yeah, it's single for now, but I have 2 spools there because I plan to expand to IDEX later.
Right, so they're just built-in upgrades. Yep.
Yeah.
So if you expand the IDEX, what are you going to do? You're going to widen the box so you have the head parking off over the and keep the same bed area, or shrink the bed area. And when you're using IDEX.
Hey, Steven.
I'll probably use the design as it is now with the same bed size, but not use the whole plate, I guess.
Okay, yeah. So you'll use up the head space on each side. You'll take maybe 50 millimeters per side off the build area because of the IDEX.
Yeah, it's 650 millimeter. That plate.
I'll still be 600 mil wide. That's still plenty of room.
Yeah, you'll end up with about a 520 by 520, or 520 by 600 is what you get.
Yeah.
So, and that'll be plenty because that's more than most prints will ever need.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And I think I should be able to get up to about 700 millimeters C.
Yeah, but you'll have to go away from Core XY then if you go IDEX.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully I can get this to work as a Core XY because it's a huge printer and belt tightness is an issue on large printers.
Yeah. I've heard a meter up to a meter as far as Core XY, so I think you'll be all right.
Yeah, I hope so.
It's all down to the thickness and the quality of the belt that you use.
Yeah,
the wider the belt, the better tension you get.
Yeah, 9mm Gates belts is on it now, or in the design, and I have the belts. I have most of the parts for it.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
should
how long are those belts? Like 3 meters long? For
Yeah,
each one?
probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, about 3 meters each.
Yeah, that's huge.
It's been a while since I calculated it. but,
Looks like Sergio may have stolen all the rolls of filament.
Yeah,
Oh.
he did.
But I know I'm getting blamed because I did take the last roll of that stuff.
Well, if you took the last roll, then it's your fault, and that's the end of it.
Yeah.
I
That
bought
was rolls, not me.
the 3 rolls that I bought. The boxes were soaking wet, but luckily the filament wasn't.
Yeah.
Oh man, I mean, just the boxes. Jerry, it was not very comfortable for me. But think about it this way: you had a cardboard box that wasn't sitting on the floor. By 12 hours later, it was damp.
Soaked.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, and the floor was dry underneath, though. It was the only dry spot. in
That's
the floor.
dangerous. I mean, having electricity and power, if something's short down, everybody
Yeah,
gets zapped or killed.
Yeah,
when
we
you
put
fell down,
our power strip on top of one of our plastic totes.
if they didn't have
Yeah.
wet floor signs everywhere, watch your step. The minute you fell down, that's money they should be mailing you.
Yeah, that's liability. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the bathroom was even worse because they had that epoxy floor in there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and they can be
The coating, the spray
yeah.
on, or the self-leveling epoxy floor.
What they should have done is they should have you either put sand or sawdust on the floor, and that would absorb the moisture, and at least it made it safe to walk on.
Yeah.
Honestly, all they needed was blower fans down each aisle.
Really?
Yep, yeah, it was helping because from Saturday night into Sunday, the floors were almost all dry, except behind us.
Yeah, Curmudgeon Zolan. I think Zolan had mentioned that too. It's like, because I think it's the livestock barn that we were in.
Yeah, you were. So that's scary. What's actually coming up through that floor?
Yeah. Right.
If it can't go down, it's definitely going to be coming up. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I wonder if I keep saying someone should convince like Dan, especially because I know he's probably out there listening. He should try and talk Loyal into running it at his farm.
Yeah, the ranch.
At the ranch.
Yeah.
He'd have the facilities for it. I'm sure he does.
If he doesn't, I guess he could build it real quick. Right?
Well, from what I understand, it was done in early spring all the other years, and it was colder where it was better.
It's in April. It's usually in April.
Yeah. Not as damp, so you haven't got the moisture hanging around down.
In 2019, it was we had a different room too. It was a lot smaller, but yeah, there were no issues like that. But the crowds were. We probably had twice the crowd in 2019 that we had in this year.
Well, a lot of people won't travel, and a lot of people,
yeah.
It'd be good if you can get manufacturers to come in from overseas,
Yeah.
or if you can schedule it around a time where there's other big road shows going on, like there is a big event in New York or whatever like that, and if you schedule it just after that, so that when the guys who are over here for that can stay on and go to Murph and bring their Murph to that and display it there, their new products, that would be ideal if you can actually do it like that, This year was a weird year.
Yeah,
it
Karen,
was. Yeah.
Karen, the whole reason I live streamed this morning is Brandy's my wife, Betty Boot, said she's going to be down there at a certain time. So I figured, okay, cool, I'll live stream and I can see you walking in the front door, and that's why I scheduled it like that.
The question is, did she pick up the beds for you, the plates for you, and everything else you required before she left?
Yes, she did. I guess Trevor
That's
walked
the important question.
Trevor walked her and my mother-in-law out to the car, and he carried out I've got a turntable for when I burn on glass or anything of the turntable doohickey.
Or a rotary.
I picked up the rotary from him that I need to do a little work on, and then a flexible build plate for my CR10 at 475 by 475. And she'll bring it back.
That rotary takes over the Y-axis, right? So
you just unplug it off the board and plug it into it.
I think it's the Y.
The X-axis going across.
It's one or the other. You just
you're right. The Y. Sorry, they're Y.
Oh, yeah, because it'll still travel left and right.
You extend the cable to the Y-axis out to power it, so when it rotates. But you still have to do a bit of math calculations, right?
Yeah, it depends on, especially if the cylinder goes concaves or.
No, it's not even that. It's more of the how round the diameter of it, right? Because rotating 2 inches or rotating 5 millimeters on something. This I dropped this. Okay, let me get something else. Rotating 5 millimeters on something like this on the outside is a small amount, but on something larger, that amount of turn is a lot. It's a larger arc. So based on the diameter, what you have to do is you have to run it. Oh, okay. Who dropped out?
No one. Viking
Oh,
just
I'm sorry.
Yeah, just took the screenshot away. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. But so the arc amount of travel is larger. So what you have to do is you have to do a test burn of a shape that's the size of what you want, measure it, and do a small little bit of math to calculate the number of steps, and then you go into your light burn or whatever else software you're using, and you adjust it down. So that means to counteract to adjust for the dimensions of the product of the part you're trying to engrave.
Build over bought. They're like $60 or $70, and I got it for a birthday present, so I didn't have to pay for it.
I'm going to build one because I can use it on my CO2 and I'll use it on my.
No, my plate. I'm talking about the flex plate.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And on my CO2, I'm going to have to cut the bottom out of it in order to even use it because it's so large.
Oh, for you got it's for your K40.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of people do that. They just cut out the bottoms.
Yeah,
I'm going to use it for my K40 and I'm going to use it for my other the R Tour as well. I can use it for both because the connector is the same. They're both NEM is 17s. You just have to do a test cut and then calculate the offsets.
I hear though Tour Pro has a lot of bugs in it. I've been watching a lot of different videos. There's been different issues with that over the previous version. People are trying to get worked out. I'm not quite sure everything. I haven't written it down, but there are some bugs with it.
In what, the new Pro?
Yeah.
I've seen an issue with the hand controller, and I believe that they're working on software for that, a firmware bug for that, fix for that. But other than that, I haven't had a problem with it. Working.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of different videos, but
yeah, I haven't watched others. I've done a bit of testing with it, and I haven't found any issues with it to date. I've done raster engraving, I've done vector engraving, and they all come out great.
Mm-hmm.
I've even done combination of like you do a raster engrave, and then you vector the edge to clean out the edges so they're really sharp edges on the outside. Without issues.
And then the air assist I put on the K40, I see that a lot of people or one person is using the same pump, the same type attachment, and on that one too.
Yeah,
air assist on it.
I'm going to change my air assist because on my K40 because I find the 3D printed one, depending on what you're printing and what you're engraving, if you're trying to cut, a bit of a flame can build up even if you're doing the air assist, and it can actually melt it. So I'm changing mine to a bit of gas copper piping.
Okay, yeah, I got a PETG one. I've had no issues with it with cutting or burning or anything.
Yeah, mine was PETG. So I'm going to change mine over to a bit of gas copper pipe.
Okay.
If you swap from the raster to the vector, are they two different prints, one over the other, or is it still in the same print path?
They are two different prints, but you can assign them as different layers, and each layer will run independently. So you can do your raster first, and then you do your vector afterwards as part of it, or I can one or the other over. Yeah, you can order them.
Yeah.
You can basically what you do is you assign them a color in Lightburn, and then you
specify the cut order,
and then you set them up in order, and it plays them in order.
Oh, on my Etsy print that I sold, my resin printed Spawn, I sold that a few days ago. It cost me $64 to ship it. I sold it for $350. I had free shipping with $64. After all the Etsy fees, I cleared $268, which wasn't that bad because the last time I sold something where I added discounted from $400 to $300 at a 25% off, Etsy really hit me a huge amount of money for having that on sale. But this time I cleared $268 on it, so that was decent.
Nice.
They got it intact with the shipping. They had no problems getting it. It arrived in one piece.
I don't know.
Or is it still
I haven't heard back yet, so I'll have to wait and see. Like it should have been. I had it really wrapped really well, and I shipped it a priority. I didn't want to. I could have saved $6 and let it take up to 9 days to get there, or I can ship it in 4 days priority. And I'm, the way the mail system is, I want it to get there as quickly as possible.
Yeah, less sitting around in the back of a shell getting kicked around somewhere.
Yeah. Exactly.
John, what were you saying?
Oh, I got duck on out of here. I was trolling the chat. So
okay.
because
you're in our time.
Huh?
Stay in chat and give Kieran a hard time.
Yeah, someone has to. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's reversed most of the time, but it's okay.
Liam says that because that way he doesn't get picked on. But I don't give you a hard time.
Well, I
wind it up. But you said it's working. Okay.
What's that?
Mine's working fine. Yours is working. What's the complaint about now?
The thing is your printer never moves out of that location, so I think it's like you put it's like you have a virtual background going.
Green screen.
True. It is. It's a green screen, but don't tell anybody. No, it's definitely moves. See, it's real. See?
Wow, he can interact with his green screen.
See, it's great. It's great. Interact with the green screen, front and back. See, it's great.
Yeah, it's a hologram. We know it is.
No, it's, we'll see. I still have another Creality video to do, so that one will be very damning to them. So,
for which machine?
They should never have sent me. So,
which machine is it? Do you mind me asking?
It's still the CR6 SE. I got one new in the box that they sent me. So, sitting on the foyer floor. It's been sitting there for
floor printers. Woohoo! I got my Ender 3 over here on the floor.
See, people are like, "Oh, it was on the floor." I'm like, you have no idea with us people that have so many. Some are destined for the floor.
I've had them
gotta go
on the
somewhere.
floor. Yeah. I've had them on tables. I actually occupied a pool table for a while till I recently got rid of it. I had them. You would be amazed where I had printers
in the bathroom. Hey, there's one in the shower.
No, I'm not like Nerys. Nerys has them.
I'll show you where the sidekick is. If you guys
I
can
have
see
2 printers in my bathroom.
It's over there by the TV.
Yeah, see, if I try that,
much better thing worth watching on that than what's on TV these days.
That's right.
I can understand that.
Thomas, about the ones in your bathroom. If I try that, I'd be a single man. I wouldn't get away with that. Okay? Not my space.
I live by myself.
I really don't care. I'm not into it for that. My channel wasn't about 3D printers. So
there's the Ender 3.
If they don't sponsor me ever again, I could care less.
Exactly.
The only thing that what they've given to me over the years was an enclosure.
Do you know what it is to me?
Yeah, and that thing is a piece of crap, anyways.
That's what I've gotten out of Creality.
Yeah,
0.
I remember getting $50 from like 3 or 4 years ago.
As for printer, Liam, for the size of your channel, you've got an awful lot of stuff. From
I agree. I've been lucky with a lot of other manufacturers. I have.
Yes.
I will admit that.
Yeah, I mean it's to me, my channel is 3D printing is second. I got so much other content that it's been taking a backside because people have sent me stuff and it's like bumped my regular content down.
Yeah.
Right now, it's like someone said on my, and that just now on that video for the driveway, I don't think that's much of a puddle, but I could be wrong. A definition of a puddle in the paving industry is sitting water for 3 hours after rainfall, the depth of a quarter.
Yeah.
So it looks like this is going to be such a trolling. I can't. I got to do this video right to come back at people. So but I mean, if I get something from, I don't ask for any of this stuff. A lot of them are reaching out to me, which is great, but it's also, like I said, I enjoy printing, but I don't want it to be something that takes away the fun out of it by creating more content. Because
my job.
Yeah, because it's like I enjoyed, resurrecting the CR6, and it started working. It's just I'll never use the hardened steel nozzle from Creality ever again because it set me back 2 days. So,
hey, at least you didn't have to take an angle grinder to it.
I thought that was Joel, about time, man.
Yeah. He didn't even use a cutting wheel. He used a grinding wheel.
Yeah, exactly. That's what explained that
it took forever. A cutting wheel.
Saying, why is all this dust getting everywhere? It's not the right tool for the job.
Yeah, I made a comment on Twitter, and I don't know if he liked it, but I said, dude, you should have at least used a cutting wheel. And if you ever want to cut it like butter.
Trolls matter too. Okay, because they do get you the clicks, and they get you the algorithm going because they comment. So half the video
it keeps the numbers moving. It keeps the numbers moving regardless.
Yeah, half the video is contractors pissed that I pointed out what they do to people, and the other half are people that are like, hey, I would be the same. I'll be a little upset. People are calling me a Karen on there because I calmly said twice, okay, I got upcharged 2 times. So I'm a Karen. So
the other thing you got to do is leave a couple mistakes in there that people can correct. That's a good.
They
technique.
love finding the flaws. Yeah, they got to find those flaws.
Yeah, so you got the trolls. All my videos, I leave them up. I could care less what they say. So
Every time I edit the video, I'm like, oh man, I should have done this. I should have done that. You know, always something.
Zolan, hold on a minute. I can only allow 6.
yeah,
I'll go-
I'm out. I'll catch you guys later.
All right, John.
Cheers,
Take
John.
care.
John. Keep up the great work.
Sorry about keeping you so long, but I can only
Hey,
do
Zolan.
6 at a time.
Hey,
Oh,
Zolan.
no, that's
Hey.
fine. I can't stay long anyways. So,
Yeah.
So how are you?
yeah, let's talk about something else.
No.
Such a furious start to the conversation.
Is your back playing up again? Is it?
Yeah, it's my back.
Yeah.
But I have the LGX fully assembled. I got to get the front room cleaned out enough for puppies, another litter soon.
Mhm.
Wow.
And then I will be able to use my printers again, at which point I'll be able to print the mounting of brackets. I'm actually going to put the LGX on the Anycubic Mega that Dan gave me.
Cool.
Oh, Thomas disappeared as well.
I noticed.
Yeah.
I show up, he leaves. I wonder what I did.
Yep.
Did you shower today?
No, he's just jealous that he's got more fur than he has. That's all. It's the fur quotient.
Oh, his router crashed. He said.
Oh, that's
Oh,
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, my giveaway stream
Hey,
the other
Mika.
day. Yeah, Zolan, you popped in late, and I was hoping you'd have been there earlier. I had 70 giveaways or something. It's crazy.
I know my stupid YouTube. I had it set to remind me on 4 different YouTube accounts that I run, and not a single one of them popped the reminder.
Wow. Yeah, because I spammed it for
And I
2
was on the
weeks
road
coming
for
out.
most of that.
Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't drop in because I was in the middle of my workday.
Yep.
I'm
Today.
still got a couple people I'm tracking down. I've been going over that for days and emails, and God, it's been a nightmare.
10425. You can send them to me. 10425. No.
Yeah. If there, people don't want to claim him, you can give it out amongst all of us. People
Yeah,
are coming.
There's one person I don't want the models from Dennis Moore, so on my Hangout Saturday, I'll give away 2 chibi models. I already told
Cool.
Dennis the 2 that I want, so when he sends them, instead of somebody trying to pick, because people don't know how to choose, if there's too much to choose from, they can't quite make up their mind. So I picked a couple, and I'm going to give. If he sends them to me, I'm going to give away a little Batman chibi and one of Darth Vader.
Oh,
So
that's cool.
anyway, we'll see.
Yeah,
All good.
I'm decisive, Jerry. I can make up my mind.
Yeah.
Give me.
Yeah, it's easy. All of them.
All right.
Hey, Sergio. Yeah.
Cool. So there might be a giveaway on your Hangout on Saturday then.
Yeah, there might be. I'll have to wait and see what comes through.
Cool. How long were you streaming for today? As I said, I couldn't join today. So
Oh, just a little over 2 hours. I wanted to see my wife pop into Nabari in Florida. Her and her mom came in and, got to say hi on camera. People can see she has legs and walks around, not hitting upside the head.
Not just a big club. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's polite too.
So anyway.
But picking on your lipstick wasn't very nice, though, Jerry.
Yeah, I don't like purple or red. I like lip gloss. I don't like any bright colors on for lipstick. I don't like it. So.
Well, then, Jerry, don't wear it.
Okay, we now
Well,
need
he's
to
in
get to that
Vegas, right?
We need,
I mean-
we need to get
too much
the
information.
alien ooze color in a lipstick and send it to
Ooh.
Jerry.
I've actually had lipstick on once in my life.
Oh,
When I
that
was in my
acid
early
green.
20s, my first marriage for Halloween, I dressed up like a woman. For me and my wife went out to a casino in Vegas. I had a mustache. I didn't want to shave off my mustache, but
They
my
liked
hair
it
was
so
made up.
much.
I had a tight red dress on. I had heels on, and the cocktail waitress at the Rio Hotel were going, "Damn, he walks better than I do." And I was wearing heels, but I had my mustache on, and I wasn't
I was-
overweight at the time. I was skinny.
Truth comes
was
out.
20 I
Nature will
was
find a way.
22 in a spandex one-piece mini skirt outfit. I had long hair then. At a bar, my best friend hit on me, not realizing who I was, until I turned around and said, "Really?"
When I
How
was a
drunk was
teenager,
he?
when I was a teenager, I whistled at a girl going down the street with long hair and shorts till I passed him.
Yep.
Yeah, it wasn't a girl, was it, Jerry?
No,
Funky
no,
Medina.
Hey, non
Unfortunately, you've been in Singapore for a long time, Liam. So you know what
Yeah, I
Singapore's
lived there for a
like.
couple of years. Yeah.
But it's easy to pick them because they have the better makeup and the better outfits. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I wouldn't know. Actually, there's more of that in. There's more of. You see more of that in the Philippines. Actually,
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure you don't know where Orchard Towers is then.
I do. Yeah.
Okay, say no more.
I have to admit one thing though. I've never been in there. I know where it is. I've never been in. Because
Liam, we
Yes.
need to go to the Boulevard in Seattle.
why?
That's the gay district in Seattle.
Okay.
And
Well-
it is actually a blast because they're actually nice people.
Of course, they're nice
And-
people.
And
Some of my best friends are gay.
the whole street is like a giant party every Friday and Saturday night.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, some of my best friends, like my best friend here, he's gay and he's married, and so I like.
That?
No, I'm very open minded about all that. It's nothing to me. It's natural as far as I'm concerned.
Now,
But,
I hope Jerry's not looking for a photograph.
Oh,
He's
no.
vanished again. He's been
Oh,
knocking
Peter
it down.
Jerry needs that.
Uh-oh.
No, he's putting the dress on. He's putting the dress on.
yeah. He only married Betty Boot because he fits her shoes.
You hear the thing about you, Jerry?
Oh, he's back. He's back. He's back.
You have to behave now.
He's back. I didn't say that, right? I didn't say that.
Something about a
This is
heel.
recorded, guys. So you can't get out of it now. Remember, time
Jerry, I just got
1:11,
in.
Jerry.
I had
1
nothing
hour
to do
11
with
minutes
them.
timestamp.
No, don't go back. Don't play it back.
Oh, there goes the
Oh,
family
dear.
friendly.
Oh,
Well,
dear.
it's still family friendly. We haven't been saying
Yeah,
anything
yeah.
bad. We're just making fun of Jerry.
Will
Yeah,
somebody
we
find
make
himself
fun of each other,
tomorrow
right?
blocked from Facebook?
Yeah.
No, we'll make fun of you next match because you're the last in.
Hello, Matt.
Hey, nice seeing you again, Jerry.
So when are you getting married, Matt?
Don't know yet. Probably
She hasn't
beginning
told
of
you?
next year.
Just hold him.
She hasn't told you yet? Okay.
That's how it works.
Well, I just have to show up. That's the thing. That's what I have to tell her.
Yeah.
I show up.
You do
Everything
your
else,
own-
if she wants help from me, I help her out. And
Oh, no. You just have to be there. That's it.
yeah,
No, heads
that's
up,
what I want.
Matt.
Night
Heads up, Matt.
flyer.
Be on time. Be on
Roland
time.
is doing
I
some
was
night flies.
late for
Oh,
mine.
we Germans are on time. Trust me.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah, this was my failed attempt at flying on the 4th because I was going to try to get the fireworks, but FPV quads in the dark are almost impossible to fly.
and easy to crash.
Oh
Do you
yeah, so
have
that
night
light you
vision
see
or
there in the
anything?
bottom, that is a 10,000 lumen light that I have blinking down there, and you can only see it from one angle.
That'd be
So every
cool
time
if
I
you
went
had
up to
night
see the fireworks, and then I'd start to drift, and I had no clue which way I was drifting. So I go to look down to see the
It's
light,
moved.
and it's moved, and then it's like, oh god, I'm going down too quick. I get back up, I
Good
look
point,
at the
Loopy.
fireworks a little bit, and then I clip a tree.
Yeah.
Do you have an auto home button? If you forget your bearings, can you hit a button and make it come home by itself?
No.
No, his
Oh,
is
you
all
can see the
manual.
fireworks in the distance there.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
That's
Then he's
cool.
lost it again. Yeah, he's lost
Yep.
his bearings again. There he goes.
And, yep. And then I just hit the tree,
And you come tumbling down.
And
and any second now comes the so you just saw the lights turn sideways. There's the flipping.
Yep.
I'm gone.
Spinning. He's gone.
You're in the house yelling at it.
John Mack will be here soon.
He's probably
Yeah.
lurking in the chat.
Yeah, John's talking to him again.
Yeah. She's blaming you now, Matt. She's blaming you.
Everybody like and subscribe while you're here, and leave a comment after the video. It helps Liam grow. It needs to get up over 1,000 subs.
I need to get to 500 first. I'm at 411, I believe, right now, or around that number.
411.
I need to get to 1,000 so I can stream from my GoPro when I'm on the road.
You need 1,000 subs to do that?
To stream from your phone to YouTube, you need 1,000 subs.
No, you
so
don't.
weird.
I've streamed from my phone before.
You can with StreamYard, but I can't use my GoPro with StreamYard on my phone.
Oh, no, but I streamed directly out from my phone.
It's specific. YouTube flat out says you need 1,000 subscribers.
No, well, they must have changed it because I've done it in the past. I know I have.
For an external video source.
Yeah, I know. I've done, maybe not from an external video, but I've done it from my phone live. I've done it a few times.
Mobile streaming YouTube requirements. To live stream on mobile, your channel will need to have at least 1,000 subscribers.
Change that. They must have changed that then, because it's been a while, but I have done it. I know I have. I've done it at astronomy events and stuff like that. I've actually gone around with my phone and then live streaming with my phone.
Yeah, I can do Facebook. I can't do Twitch because the GoPro app is broken for Twitch.
Okay.
But yeah, I tried from just YouTube direct.
It didn't help, Jerry.
It popped up that.
It didn't help.
Yeah.
So guys,
Yeah,
share.
like, what was it? 4 years ago, I used to be able to stream from my phone, and now
Yeah.
I can't.
It's been a while. It's been a while since I've done it. So that's a bummer, because that was nice when I do it. When we go to like astronomy events, I could stream to our channel, because my astronomy club has a channel.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna hop out and give somebody else a chance to join. So
Okay.
Yeah, I gotta run.
Take care, Greg.
See ya.
Take care, guys.
Bye bye.
So yeah, apparently they changed that in 2019.
Oh, okay, yeah, I didn't know. It's been a while, as I said. It's probably been over 2 years since I live streamed out of one of our astronomy events. But I like doing that, because it's nice to show people around, show people telescopes and stuff.
Well, yeah, I was at Murph, and I was using my GoPro walking around taking video of all the different displays, and I wanted to stream it, and I couldn't.
It grows slightly. What do you mean by grows? You mean dimensional wise? It gets wider?
Some of the filaments I have found, and a few other brands recently, as it comes out the filament, your flow rate needs to be turned down, because he's right. The filament actually gets thicker as it hits the open air.
Oh,
Silks do that, yeah. If you do the PLA silks, they tend to be a little fatter, yeah.
Yeah,
but
the
then you
polyester.
have
I know in the
bubbles in
silks, it's
it.
the polyester that's doing it.
that's interesting. I haven't noticed it. I print a lot with silks, because I got a lot of Yusu silks, and I've had no
Okay.
problem with it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
And
I
also,
used to-
I bumped the temperature up another 5 degrees, and it seemed to help with it. Just
Yeah,
a bit
so
hotter,
for me,
and
I
it seems to balance it,
bumped my flow rate down by 10%,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
it worked.
Bit of combo of both.
I haven't seen that issue myself, but
I think it's also more common if your humidity's a little too high.
I have a lot of humidity here. Like in Michigan, we're surrounded by water, so our humidity. Goes
My
through the
air
roof.
conditioner currently is dripping into a recycle bin and fills it 3/4 in one day.
Mine goes in. No, I have a sump. I have a sump in the house, so we have a high water table, and
Yep.
mine just goes into the sump as well, and then it gets pumped out from there.
Yeah, no, this house is horrible.
Yeah.
That's why you want
But
to
a
get
nice
a new
big
house,
yard
or
and a
building a
great
new
big
house.
shed there, so you can't complain too much, I suppose.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, we're actually saving up so we can tear this house down and build a new one.
I know you said you want to burn it down somehow, I guess. Or
Yep. Oh, dude, all I got to do probably is, plug my printers into the actual wall outlets instead of using the ones I put in.
Yeah. Oh, imagine you should always run with a new filament manufacturer, and even material type and even color. You should
Sometimes
always
batch.
run.
Yeah,
sometimes
batches can
batches,
make a
but
difference,
generally,
yeah.
batches is more rare though. I think you often find that the manufacturer, the filament type, obviously like PLA, PDG, and so on, and the color can change your printing settings by 5, even temperature by 5 or 10 degrees.
Right.
It depends.
Like
It depends
PLA
on
and
what
PLA
they
and
use.
PLA are not the same.
If
And
you
what's
like
funny
ice,
is I actually want to get some of that Vera whatever PLA that
the
changes.
temperature change one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the new one, because actually on the UV it changes color.
No.
No,
It
temperature.
changes density
Temperature.
based on temperature.
Mhm.
It's the filament that Flight Test has been using to 3D print their airplanes.
Oh, the one that foams up.
Foams
Yes.
up, yeah.
Oh, yes. I haven't tried
It's,
it
it's
yet.
amazing to watch it come out. It's just insane.
Yeah, I want to try
would
some of that
take
to print.
calibrating that, though.
I need to reprint the wings for the Spaceballs Winnebago I'm doing.
I would assume though calibrating that would be a pain in the neck.
Probably.
Getting the right temperature and the right extrusion rates and the right retractions and all this kind of stuff. And the fact that it foams up when it hits air, retractions would be questionable at best.
Well, and then they now have the same thing with the TPU, which is what Polymate 3D's been testing with his speaker cones.
Yeah. I would do a temp tower. I would do a retraction tower,
Yeah.
and I will
Just
try
a
a print
calibration
that
cube and a calibration cube just for your flow rate. Yeah.
Maybe I don't always do a calibration cube because
Or an open stop box just for your dimensions for your flow. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
actually, if you're doing the retraction test, you can do your basic calibration off of that as well, because you should know what your tower heights are going to be, and you can measure those.
That's true. Good point.
Yeah. So but that's what I always do those two a minimum. If it's a new material, or if it's a new color, or if it's a new manufacturer. It's the only way to get the right settings, right?
I admit,
I hate
I
people.
just look at the first layer as it's going down. If it doesn't look right, I stop and try again.
Yeah, well, see, I like to do that the other way around because it's a best practice, first of all, right? And I often tell people when people say, "What's the right temperature to print this? What's the right temperature to print that?" And my
There
first
isn't none.
there is none because even your printer will vary that. So go print a temp tower to get and here's a video of how to do it. Go do a retraction and test, and here's how you do it. And then now you know those settings. Chances are you got 90% of the way there to get a good
exactly print. For your printer.
Until you realize you've been running abrasives and now you got to
point,
replace your nozzle.
Yeah, well, if you run abrasives like even glow in the dark clay, glow in the dark is abrasive because the phosphorescent material is abrasive material.
I still like it. It does clean up pretty much everything. And the hot end.
It cleans everything out. Yeah, I'm sure it does.
Temp towers can tell you if it's a good temp tower. It will tell you the optimal temperature to print because the main thing you look for is your overhangs on that one. I find retraction can vary.
Standard with get the retractions and your thickness and your stringing and the whole lot in one tower. It's good.
There's another one that actually has a little pin. Does yours have the little cone in the center? No.
No, it doesn't need that because you still see it from the bridging, below the bridging. You'll see the stringing on that, so you can see your retraction on the stringing. So yeah.
Well, but I find that you can get the ones with the little cone.
Yeah, the little cone to stick it out. Yeah, for the
that
fineness.
Cone will actually tell you as well about how good your retraction is. I do for a 0.4 millimeter nozzle. I do my PLA, depending on the layer, the quality I'm doing. I generally do a 0.2, but I've gone down to a 0.12 on layer heights. I will do PETG. You don't want to squish, so I go up to a 0.2 first layer and a 0.3 layers after that. Or you stay at 0.2 all the way through it because you don't want to squish. You do your Z offset a bit more because you don't want squishing PETG.
Yeah, PETG, I just changed my offset by 0.02 and I'm good.
Yeah.
You know what I recognize?
But I also print on bare metal with PETG and TPU. I do not print on anything else.
I print on glass, but I do glass with I do the
PVA.
smooth side glass with PVA glue.
Yep.
And I get phenomenal prints out of it. I always get great prints with it.
I have found printing on the flip side of a spring steel sheet works great. No issues. And if I want to attack it with a putty knife to get it off, because if I do have an issue, I'm not going to hurt the steel. Because
the underside is, who cares? Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah, no, I would say yes to that. You know, you find them useless. I find them great. I always do it.
See, and I still have yet to run Clipper. Okay. I know nothing about Clipper.
Right.
Well, I know what it is. I've read about it, but I haven't actually used it.
I haven't deployed it myself. I'm actually, because I have the Octopus board, when I get the steppers, I'm going to probably use Clipper on that. Because you can install Clipper straight to the board.
The Anycubic Mega that Dan gave me is running Clipper.
Okay.
So that'll be my first attempt at playing with it when I finally get that put together.
Yeah, no, the Octopus board will you can install Clipper on the board. So it runs it natively. It supports Marlin and Clipper. So I'll probably go that route.
You know, a couple of weeks ago, I was printing with PLA glow in the dark again, and you know, I never have. I never have problems that it clogs up with glow in the dark filament. But when I use silk filament, I always have to make sure I have a brand new nozzle and the hot end is cleaned out, the Bowden tube is properly inserted. I have to check that because if
Bowden?
anything is out of the Bowden tube, the white. Yeah.
None
Sorry.
of my printers have. All my printers are direct drive now.
All right. I wish I
have a
have one.
mixture. I have a mixture. Bowden is better if you want to print fast because
Well,
there's less
if I
weight
can
on the
remember,
edges.
if I can remember to tell AutoDrop, he actually has a Delta he wants to send me, and that one will be sticking with Bowden.
Yeah, well, for direct drive adds weight to the x-axis, and because it's a stepper motor, and the added weight induces more inertia, more energy to get it moving, more energy to stop it.
You should take a look at the LGX. That one is amazingly light for being a direct drive hot end.
Maybe I haven't looked at that, but there are good and people are all talking. A lot of people are talking up pellet extruders right now, and pellet extruders does have a good place, especially for using large nozzles and so on. But there's a lot of mass added to your X carriage when you're doing pellet extruders. So again, you can't print fast, but if you're printing with a 0.8 nozzle or a 1 millimeter nozzle, pellet extruders are fantastic for that.
I don't know. I'm printing with a 0.4 nozzle, doing 150 millimeters a second.
Like what type of belts do you have and stuff? Like how? Like
it's an Ender 3 with rails and
rails are helping. Rails can help with the inertia. Yes, they do, because there's no play on it. With the wheel, you stop, you have a bit of a rock on it.
The one test print I did on my Ender extender with the Hemera, I was doing at 90 millimeters a second.
Wow.
I think it just really depends on the setup and how well you've got things lined up on the printer as well.
It does. Well, it does, but and it's also down to your acceleration and so on.
Yep, acceleration, jerk, you got to tune all that.
Yeah. So that's why Clipper has some test prints that in Clipper it actually calculates a lot of that and helps it for you, right? That's the nice thing about Clipper. Now I haven't played with it really, but I know some of its features. And it does that by spending more time to slow stuff down and more time to speed things up. So that's how it eliminates the ringy, right? There's algorithms they have to help with that. But and you can do that in Cura, but you have to figure out the settings and play with them and get them right, which is what
people still use Cura.
People still use Cura.
Unfortunately, I do.
I rarely. I'm a big idea maker now. I use Idea Maker a lot for most of my stuff.
Because of the stuff I'm trying to do at the palette, I've been in Prusa Slicer mostly.
Yeah, well, I don't have a palette, so and if I want to do multicolors, I'll just use my IDEX. And that's
I wish I had an IDEX.
Yeah, so that's what I do.
Purge towers. Purge towers suck.
Yeah, I don't have Purge towers, so that's why I like IDEX over everything else.
Actually, that Murph, I was looking really heavily at that Moldex.
I haven't looked at theirs. IDEX limits purge towers. It does great for print quality. It's really good for multi-material prints. It's fantastic for multi-material prints. So I'm a fan of IDEX. A dual extruder has its place, but you waste so much material. It is terribly wasteful. So,
well, S3D
really
3D
cool?
Print, aka Greg's 3D Printing and Outdoors, 1 minute ago on Twitter just posted a Hemera for sale for $100.
Really?
Yep, and he's got the pancake stepper as well as the normal one.
I've heard questionable results with pancake steppers.
The pancake steppers, when you're going at higher speed, tend to overheat.
Yeah. So I've heard very well. I know some manufacturers who are looking at really big print areas right now.
Mm-hmm.
One of them, I'm actually giving them some input on their design, and this is going to be a 600 by 600 by 600 build area. Beautiful, nice, big, solid build area. and they were looking at they were going direct drive, and they were looking at pancake steppers, and they had terrible problems with it. That they went back to normal steppers because of the overheating issue, and it was missing steps. When they get hot, you miss steps. So they've gone back to the full stepper, in the full NEMA 17s. Let's see, accelerators to 250 and 3000. It's the heated carton mine. Okay. Pancake on my clone. It works. Well, a lot of manufacturers who've really heavily tested theirs, they've seen issues with it.
Yep.
So, and when the stepper gets hot, it misses steps, so you get inconsistent extrusion.
Can miss steps.
When it gets hot, when it gets really hot, yeah. And missing steps gives you bad extrusion, and that ruins your print.
When I'm doing gyroid on one of my printers, I have to actually put a heat sink on my y-axis stepper, or it'll start missing steps.
Yeah, because it misreads when it's hot.
Yep.
Electronics don't like it can't sense properly when it gets too hot.
But also, that is a sign of possibly running too much amperage.
It could be drawing too much. Overheating could be an amperage as well. It could be. Like you should be about 0.7, 0.8 at most.
Yeah, I had my y-axis stepper running at 0.85.
That's a bit high.
But that was also pushing a 410 millimeter bed.
Well, yeah, but even then, it's not a load. That's not an awful lot of current to be passing through those motors.
Yep. Heatsink. That's all I needed.
Yeah, and actually, some are looking into water cooling the systems now, so you can overrun them. That's getting like they did it with PCs for overclocking. Mm-hmm. There is
that's what I talked about a few months ago.
Yeah,
a stick-on driver heatsink. Yes, Groucho. That is exactly what I've been using, and it works just fine.
Just an aluminium.
I thought about to do my whole printer, then if this type of printer.
Yeah, you can buy the heat sinks and just plonk them onto the back of the motor.
Yep.
Yeah, as long as you have the space for it, you're good.
Yeah, and if you really are worried about it, put a little tiny 5-volt fan on it.
Yeah, that would dissipate the heat really fast. Who Proper Printing John did a water cooled setup last year? I didn't see that one. I didn't see that.
Instead of water cooled, I would go with oil cooled.
Because
oil can go minus.
You still need a heat exchanger somewhere.
You still need a heat exchange, but you actually can put a chiller on if you wanted to.
You can do that
on chiller on a glycol.
Yeah, but you only can chill to 1 degree plus.
No. You can put additives into water.
Yeah, then you maybe can get to up to 5.
Yeah, if you put an additive in the water, you can go colder again.
Like an antifreeze or something like this,
Yeah, that's the glycol.
But even that you can beat with oil, because oil it goes really thick and heavy when it gets really, really cold, and I think
the problem is the pumps. You need heavier pumps to push that oil.
Yeah, I agree on that, but
then you have to worry about your pumps overheating.
Yeah.
Well, water cool them, or oil cool them,
But what some have done, and it's like what they did with computers, right? Computers went water cooled for a while, and then for really high end computers, for the Cray systems and so on, they actually run the computers now in mineral oil.
Yeah.
An actual full on bath.
A full on mineral oil bath, submerged.
Yeah, submerged.
Yeah, and they work great as long as it's not a non-conductive mineral oil. You're good, and you do have to have a chiller on it.
To be a special type.
You do have to have. You can buy the mineral oils, but you do have to have a heat exchanger of some form. But that could be, if you had a large enough heat sink on one side, that would be enough for the ambient air to take it away.
Get some RG234 and build yourself an AC system for your steppers.
I saw a guy.
Why not cool the room down to minus?
Yeah.
I saw a guy who built one, and he built an enclosure out of the 2-inch drain pipe, the white drain pipe that you can use.
Yeah.
And he built his enclosure out of that, and he got a big house fan and attached it to it to keep it to cool the system. That's what he used to cool the system, and it worked great. He overclocked everything. Yeah, glycol does absorb heat. Yes, I agree. Let's see. I need to install an arc welder. I've heard people arc welder can do a lot of good, but I've heard people say that arc welder can introduce issues as well in certain prints.
I had problems when I had put the plugin in Octoprint. I didn't use the Cura plugin, but in Octoprint, it would put artifacts and little pocks on a regular basis on my outer layers.
It was like I had time lapse enabled.
Yeah, it would literally do little pock marks.
Yep.
And first I thought it was my nozzles getting blocked, but I watch it and it'd be almost the same distance between them as it rotated around the ledge. You get like a little pock mark and then be good, and then it offset and another little pock mark.
Yeah,
I took it off.
Exactly what mine was doing.
I took it off and it worked fine. So it's adding artificial artifacts. Yeah, it was quite strange.
Yeah,
other prints that work fine.
I know, I know Idea Maker will have been looking at it, and they haven't found it working the way they expected it to, so they have never implemented it into Idea Maker for that reason. But they have made changes within their slicer to actually improve that, and I like.
Sure, I have the same problem. I think right now.
I don't know. I haven't used. I can't remember the last time I used Cura. I use all my slicing is done through Idea Maker.
Here you go. I didn't clean up this one yet, but I have some pop marks that have been popping up since I changed to the new Cura.
It could be it could either be Cura or it could be damn filament can create those pop marks too.
Yeah, but I have so many machines and I use regular fresh rolls and
a roll straight out of the vacuum bag is not dry.
No.
There's no guarantee it's dry.
Right.
You see those little marks right there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what arc welder was doing to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's annoying, but I can scrape it off really easily. But
yeah. It's just ooze as a.
Because it's like it pauses for a millisecond, and but it's still extruding for that millisecond.
Yeah. Or at least it's oozing anyway, because there's pressure in the nozzle and it's oozing out.
Yeah, the back pressure.
Yeah. So I've seen it. I've seen that, but you'd be amazed. Like filament that comes in a vacuum bag doesn't mean it's dry.
I dry everything, but again, in this house, I can be anywhere between 60 to 90% humidity.
I'm the same here. I'm in Michigan, so we get really hot and humid here. And our summers can be as sticky as our summers can be sticky like Florida.
Oh man, Florida was a nightmare.
Yeah, so it can be like that. Our
Tampa was horrible.
But we're surrounded by water, right? We have the Great Lakes all around us, so that ups the humidity, and then we have a lot of small lakes in Michigan, all over Michigan.
That's true, Groucho. The problem that I could have been having with the arc welder could have been buffering, because I did not alter my buffers in my firmware.
Yeah,
that could have been it. Except for I thought the whole point of arc welder was that it actually lowered the amount of G code being sent.
It does shrink the G code. So the question is,
so how is the buffers involved then?
It's just adding artifacts for some reason on certain models. If you got the curves, it'll do the curve parts fine, but then when it goes off the curves into either a flat surface or a partially curved surface, you get these little pock marks on a regular basis. Go back to a full curve, back to being a nice smooth print again. It was weird. So I just took it off and it fixed it.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard people with the same issue. So it's not a one-off.
And just like you, I've been doing all mine with the arc welder plugin on Octoprint. I have not tried it anything else.
No.
Saying that though, Octoprint, printing from Octoprint can have buffer issues, and you need to up the buffering on your printer firmware. Because Octoprint itself can introduce pauses, because what's happening is Octoprint
but I've yet to have that issue with my SKR V13s and higher.
Sorry, could you say that again?
My SKR V13s and V1.3 and 1.4s, I don't have the buffer issues with normally. I've never
because those newer boards have a higher buffer chip.
Exactly. So, but the
that-
thing is I'm getting the artifacts. You reminded him talking about buffering reminded me because I got the same kind of artifacts when I was running the stock 8-bit board on the Ender with Octoprint, and that was buffers.
Yeah, well, buffering is a problem with Octoprint and talking with especially 8-bit boards.
Yeah, I've had no issues when I printed the same model without the
Arc welder
plugin, arc welder plugged in. Perfect. Put the arc printer back on again just to make sure. So I did it first time arc print.
What control
artifacts.
board?
It's just the CR6, just the CR6 the
That's the 32-bit.
32-bit. Yeah, correct. Yep. But 2 models with the arc welder turned on, pox. 2 models without, in between, no pox. Just purely the arc welder because I took it off. I mean, it's just a
It could be something in the code in the old code.
Yeah.
The arc
So
welder hasn't
it's
been
just doing
updated in a while.
No. So that's why I took it off. It's quite old.
Yeah.
So yeah, doesn't make it. It was still a beta version.
I think if they revamp it and come up with a newer version of it.
I mean, the concept's good, and it does massive compressions on the G code on some files, and it's definitely worth it.
Well, it uses.
Okay, so Creality's own form says that with the even with their stock 32-bit board with Octoprint, you need to up your buffers. You need to increase the baud rate and the buffer size.
Yeah. Well, there's no reason why because arc welder is open source, right? So there's no reason why someone can't take that and write it in and build it into their slicer and optimize it for today. Like I keep going back to Idea Maker because I really like Idea Maker. There's no reason why they can't take that and get it and do tweaks on the algorithm to make it better, and then build that into their software, right? And include it because it is open source.
Isn't there a new one that actually does the calculations on the fly by monitoring, like kind of like how the palette does a ping pong? I thought there was something I was reading about that.
I don't know.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, there was maybe it was a Duet plugin or something. I'm thinking of. I don't remember now.
Yeah, I think the pressure advances on would help with some of that.
It might,
but you still need the smoothing built in because, like,
the smoothing sounds like a horror film.
Coming to your cinema near you, the smoothing. So I think they because like we all know a curve is not a curve in an STL, right?
Right.
That's why we need our slicers to smooth that, and they're not doing it. Hence, if you get a circle and you print it and you enlarge it and you print it, it's not a circle anymore; it's a whole series of flat surfaces, right? Because that's how because it's all polygons. So, and arc welder smoothens out those curves. It averages the distance between the points and making a smooth curve, right? So
actually, the new steppers that have the IC on board isn't that what you can do basically what Crungerman is talking about on that last line of his?
Yeah, but see, I don't know if it'll do that because I don't think it can calculate that because it needs to have a series of them to know how to handle it. It needs to be smart enough to handle that. So I don't think the controller on the stepper will do it. You need to have software to calculate that in advance when it's slicing, because a printer is dumb, right? You give it X, Y, Z, and E coordinates as well, and that's all you give it.
Closed loop smart steppers.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'd work, if they'd fix that. I'm not sure. I haven't tried any of them.
Yeah, and apparently, because since I'm not a mod, I can't post it in public. But
What, is it in private chat?
I just did.
Yeah, let me post it for everybody.
Yeah, the programmable steppers. I've seen them.
Yeah, I'm wondering if there's a way you can utilize that.
$50 a pop, though. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but still, $50 is.
Yeah, but I mean, it depends. It depends if you got the printer to justify it. I mean, It's,
And if you're building your own printer,
exactly
right,
perfect. Oh yeah, you can mod your own printer as much as you like, which is fine.
but yeah, I'm wondering, like, there should be no reason why the software can't compensate for the curvature, like, which is what Arc Welder does.
Which is what it does, yeah. But it's got its own, still got some issues with it.
Yeah, but there's no reason
Check
why
has
we
a
can't
video
adopt
on the closed loop steppers from
yeah, he did
on
he
July
did.
24, 2020. I should probably watch that tomorrow.
But there's no
Here you
reason
go,
why our
guys.
slicer can't do that. What is that? A hedgehog?
No, it's from honey badger.
It's a wolf.
Oh,
No, it's a honey badger.
Is it? Is it honey badger?
Yeah,
Oh, it's
Good
got
night.
a printer spool behind it. A printing spool.
it's supposed to be 60
Not HVAC.
centimeters tall, but the back, this is maybe like 112
I have an SDR
centimeters.
too.
But the thing is too thin on the back, and when I took out the support, I broke it. So I have to reprint that. But it came out otherwise nice.
Or Matt,
Yeah.
turn it on its side, cut it out, and flip it over face down. Do a Z offset so you in your slicer, so only the back piece is sticking up. Print
Just
that,
reprint
cut it
the
off,
spool.
Like
and
this.
just stick them together.
Yeah, reprint the spool. Yeah, reprint
Yeah.
the spool.
All right.
You can cut it off and glue them back together.
So same-
Oh, so the closed loop steppers are more about getting rid of ringing.
yeah.
That would
It
make
controls
more
that
sense.
voltage. Yeah, oscillates that
Yep.
voltage.
Yep.
That's a good idea.
Chris Travis, we use what is called a K9 Pro 2 dryer. Let me. There's other versions of it. It's actually what it used to be is a cattle dryer that somebody went, hey, we can turn this into a dog dryer, and it works amazing. But you need at least an 18 amp circuit to run it.
Ooh, that's a lot of.
Again, I
pulled a lot
put
of
a
levers, yeah.
link in the private that if I know it's not 3D printer related, but
No, it's fine. No. People
all
are-
things.
Yeah,
that's what we use.
This is a general conversation.
Yeah,
like,
fur babies. Yeah.
I talk about astronomy and physics and science and rockets and stuff here. So
Yeah.
But yeah,
Switching
that's
the volume
what I
down, but that's
use
okay.
when we blow out the Samoyeds. That's what we use to make it look like it's snowing.
I can imagine. Yeah, I'd say maintaining their coats must be a nightmare.
Actually, it's not hard at all if they have a proper coat. Our old man, before he had to move on, we went years without giving him a bath, unless he was being shown. He would just come in. If he came in dirty, it was normally because he was also wet. He'd put him in a crate. His coat would dry. He'd shake once, and all that dirt would land on the bottom of the crate.
Well,
It did not. The coat did not hold dirt.
well. Speaking of fur babies, I hate this time of year with all of the fireworks. It drives me
Oh, yeah.
crazy. I hate it.
Oh, yeah. Cruel.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
When our puppies are about a week to 3 weeks old, I play on studio speakers, thunderstorms, fireworks, gunfire, all these different things. So when our
Desensitize
puppies, yeah, and so like this year, we had a litter I didn't do that with a couple years ago, and you could tell because those puppy owners were complaining about their dogs being scared, and all of our other puppy owners are like, "Oh, ours just slept through it all."
Ours was not. My dog was never scared of them, ever, up until about a year and a half ago or 2 years ago. I was out walking her, and one of our neighbors set off a firework in their backyard, and it was a big one. It went off, and it was right by us.
Yep.
And that spooked her, and ever since then she's scared. She's never been scared before. She used to ignore them, but
Right.
when that happened so close to her, that spooked her.
So one thing you can do is when your dog gets startled by a noise, and you can figure out what that noise is, if you can reproduce it somehow, make sure you do, basically you have a party. That noise happens, you give them a treat and you play. You turn it into a party. And then when they hear that noise, they run to you because they want to play.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking about that. I heard also get a recording of it. Play it really, really low, and over time increase the volume.
Yep. But again, you have to do it's a party.
Yeah, treat it. Give them a treat when they hear it. Yeah,
Yep,
doing,
yep.
doing something fun.
It's the same way you train gun dogs.
Yeah. So yeah, and the guy who trained my dog, he used to train the the dogs for the U.S. Air Force,
Mhm.
and then he also did some Navy, and he also did the police.
Oh
He-
man, the dogs! I cannot imagine what the training is like to teach the dogs that go skydiving.
Oh yeah, the trust they must have in you to do that.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
paratroopers that take
Yeah.
a dog with them. That's insane.
Yeah, so he used to train those. He'd train them to the point that when they go out in the gun range, once they get off the truck at the gun range, um, when they hear the commands like on the firing line, the dogs would sit down and fold their ears back. The shepherds would. So they're because if their ears popped up, the noise affects them more. They'd actually fold their ears down so it wouldn't be as loud for them. That's how he trained them. So it's kind of cool. So I need to work on mine to try and get her used to the sound again. And that has even got her to the point now that she's even scared of thunderstorms.
Groucho. So one of the ways we get around that is you don't feed them as much during their normal meals, and actually sometimes the treats we use is the same thing we feed them in their normal meals.
Yeah. Or give them something that's healthy, like pieces of chocolate
Carrots.
chicken. They won't gain weight from being chocolate chicken.
When my wife is doing hardcore service dog training, they don't actually get a meal because they have to work for each piece of kibble.
Yeah. Yeah, I never use kibble, but
we do a mix, kibble and raw.
Okay, yeah, but I find that it just chopped up chicken as a treat, little cube of chicken as a treat. That's healthy for the dog and it's good for them because it's protein. They need it because they're doing stuff. So
we actually have a friend in Illinois. She does dehydrated chicken for dogs.
I've never tried doing it dehydrated. We normally cook it ourselves. So we don't
cook it. We just outright dehydrate it.
No,
fact,
we cook it and we give
when
it.
When we feed our dogs raw, we're talking like, here's a whole chicken thigh, bone and all.
You can cook it and dehydrate it.
No, we just cook it. We cook it fresh. So she eats the food that we would eat.
Yeah, dogs go after moisture mostly.
You kill a lot of the nutrients in it for them if you cook it.
Yeah, it depends on how you cook it, but yes, it does affect it.
Steam cook it.
Steam,
again,
boiled,
dehydrated, or give it to them raw.
Yeah, I don't feed her raw chicken. I will give them raw eggs. This is good for a coat.
Be careful with the shell.
Oh no shell.
No.
Of course, you crack the egg first, and you give them the raw egg inside it, and that works really well.
Oh, we used to give them actually the whole egg, and we had a couple dogs that would take it, go outside, and lightly tap it on a rock, and then start eating it.
I have blueberries. Okay, mine won't eat blueberries, but mine likes a little bit of strawberry now and again, or not strawberry, cherries.
No, that's bad.
No, not the cherry itself is not. The stone is bad.
Not the stone.
cherry itself is okay.
Curmudgeon, what's a Romex? 14 Romex, 12 Romex with your breaker.
Romex is a type of wiring that we use in our housing here.
Okay.
It's basically 3 or 4 wires they're color coded insulated copper solid, running through a heavy insulation coating.
Yeah, because our standard wiring here for our 240 volt is 3 core insulated stranded inside a outer sheath is our standard internal.
Yeah, but
wiring.
Romex used to be a brand of wiring, kind of like Kleenex became the name for tissues.
Yeah.
No, our 240 isn't solid core, it's stranded.
In the wall,
in
the wall, it's solid core. Run between your inside your walls. It's
not in Australia or New Zealand. No, not over here. It's not. No,
really,
it's not solid core. Yeah, it's not solid core. It's stranded. It's stranded.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm surprised at that because normally they run heavy core, solid in the walls, and then everything from the wall socket out is stranded but even though electricity is actually carried on the surface of the copper, not through the cable itself. unless you reach really high voltages, like on the overhead, the really heavy, high voltage wires that you see, like the power companies own. They
What,
are
what country are you in?
who me?
No, the one who's
Australia.
Here's in Australia.
Ah,
Yeah,
Australia.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
Yeah,
I just yeah, here we go.
we had the
Flex
correct
cable,
in me,
yeah.
so he's right way up. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, invert and left to right. Yeah. Just see if I can find a picture of it.
Yeah, but because most countries use solid core embedded in the wall, and then it's
Yep.
really heavy, stiff cable, and then they use
Yep.
stranded outside because, but in the main overhead cables, like on the high tension lines. Hey Jesse, how are you?
How's it going, Mr. Foreman?
Well, yeah, in the heavy overhead, they use heavy core aluminum in most cases. Or sorry, aluminium for everyone else in the world, but it's aluminum here in the States. But
So I'm looking at a picture of a roughened wiring on homedesigndirectory.com.au, and that's Romex. That's not stranded.
Okay, so that depends on what you get, because in standard house wiring is flat 3-core, as in
Yeah, you have three solid copper lines.
yeah,
in
they're
it.
normally solid. Yeah,
Sorry, that's what we mean. It's three
Yeah, I know what you
strands.
mean. Yeah, it's 3 internal strands, but over here it's also stranded strands.
That's
okay.
weird.
Yeah,
Well, it's
yeah,
weird
yeah,
to me. I'm
It
sorry.
is weird
Yep,
to me
yep.
as well. Like most other countries use a solid core.
Yeah, I understand. And used to use solid strands all through the good old days. Two strands, live and neutral inside the middle conduit, which is always nice to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, still got replaced. It's all no.
Yeah, so we generally do the.
Oh wow! So yeah, Australia uses what they call flex cable,
Yep, flex. Yep. That's
which
right.
is stranded.
240 flex. Yep.
Yep.
Okay, yeah,
Print
because you need to be stranded to be flexible.
Yeah,
That's
it's got to be flexed.
Weird to me, but yeah, cool. Okay.
In case a house move?
Yeah.
Or...
That's a general knowledge channel. This is you pick up all the information from
Yeah.
all.
We talk physics. We talk talk DIY in your home. We talk.
Yeah, exactly. But it's all nice to know, because everyone just thinks it's all everywhere around the world's the same. It's not. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
our main here in America, the mains power coming in is stranded, but those strands are thick.
Yeah. Well, it depends on the voltage coming into your home, but yes.
240, 243 phase.
Yeah, the 2 110 lines. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's normally 2.5 or 3.5 mil stranded per strand per 3. So it's like 2.5 to 3.5. So it's pretty heavy stranded cable, even with the flex.
I've done heavy duty 3-phase installs in.
So I thought stranded wire had a higher resistance.
It also has a stranded wire also carries better current because the electrons are carried on the surface of the wire, not in the center of the wire.
So it's a bigger surface area because of the strand.
Yeah, you have a larger surface area, so it has better. It actually carries current better.
Which is why your 3-phase 480 is still stranded, but it's heavy stranded. The individual strands are like half mil thick.
Yeah. Stranded has a higher DC resistance than solid.
Yeah, but it has for DC, but not for AC.
Alternate current.
Yeah.
Direct current.
And so, but you do get better conductivity on the stranded. That's why that's why they prefer to use stranded on a lot of components.
Question, Tholon. You have a lot of drones. Do you have RZ cars?
Some, not many though. I've been meaning to actually print an RC tank.
All right, cool. Can I send you some pictures, Liam, and you can show them on?
Show them yourself on your screen.
Yeah, I have them on my phone. I can't really send them over to my computer right now. Yeah, because my system went down. My cloud system.
So you're making it my problem.
That's why I'm asking you.
Sure, of course.
Thank you.
I'm giving you a hard time because it's fun.
Okay, I send him.
Okay, it'll take a moment.
When we were talking last week about power switches being run the wrong way, which was channel deck? Because our power switch is the same, the
He was
upside down
here.
to what the US does. Yeah, it's here. Yeah, it's the same thing for power. Because all our light switches flick them down to go on. Our power switches flick them down to go on. Whereas the US is up,
Actually,
which is safer. It's easy to knock down. Yeah.
I have a power switch here, for the big light that's on our power pole, and it's down to turn it on instead of up.
So let me find those. Where did you send them to?
To your Facebook.
My Facebook, my Faceache. Okay.
Okay, so because our power is at 60 hertz, that is why stranded would actually be okay. Whereas okay, sorry, the wiring thing's got me because I've been doing I've been trying to learn more to get my extra amateur radio license.
Yep.
And that's all DC. So, well, actually it's both, but it's a higher hertz, higher frequency.
Oh, please, watch this. Look, she's Tui's rescue. Why shouldn't Matt's problem be your problem?
Thanks, babe.
You know, for that, I'm going to give him a harder time.
Slippery shoulders. Teflon shoulders. Just pass it down to Liam. Yep.
And Groucho, I won't turn it over because I'm afraid that one is paper wrapped aluminum wiring. I ain't touching it.
No, you don't want to go there. That was horrible stuff. That stuff's horrible.
Okay, there's a close up of Matt's.
Nice.
The thing, yeah. The lamp. There's four
really,
lamp.
really nice.
There was actually a guy at Murph who was doing that, but he's printing. He's actually printing it using colored filament.
Hang on a second.
That's Matt's RC car?
No. It's a friend's RC car. Can you show with the hood on?
Two lipos down both sides with the ESC in the center.
I don't know why it does this. It keeps this turning off.
So, the person you really want to be showing this to would be a Tripod. He's really big into RC
He's
cars.
probably watching.
Maybe. I don't see it in there, Matt. I don't see the full with the lid on.
Wow.
That one. Okay, there it is.
Oh, it's a Traxxas. Okay. Good cars.
What do you think of them? Good cars, yeah?
Yeah, Traxxas are good cars.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, he went through a beating. I mean, he smashed it against a tree and it survived.
Unfortunately, I'm not heavy into RC cars, so I don't know that much about them, except they same thing as my quads. You have ESCs, you have the motors, brushed versus brushless. The amount of amperage you push matters. Lipos are bigger on RC cars.
Yeah.
Well, what do you use?
Weight's not a problem.
Do you use? Well, they have to be small on a plane because on the drones.
So weight.
So my fixed wing runs actually runs the same kind of lipo that goes in most RC cars, which is a 1500 to 3000 hard shell lipo. Normally a 2 to a 4S. Yeah. And my quads are running the biggest lipo I run currently is 1500 milliamp hour 4S, and it's a soft shell to keep the weight down.
Yeah, on my robot, I'm using.
Yeah, that's exactly what I put in my wings, and that's exactly what a lot of the RC cars use as well.
Yeah. They're a good battery.
It's just sometimes they have a hard shell on them, so that way if you get in a crash, you don't have to worry about them popping.
Split them, no.
Yeah, well, actually, I was thinking, even though I don't intend to crash, I was thinking about printing an enclosure.
PLA cover or something.
Frame.
PLA or PETG.
And then on one side of it, put
just the frame.
Velcro, just Velcro, and stick it so it sticks down into it in a frame, so it protects it somewhat.
Yep.
For
quads, a common thing for people to do is they go out and buy inner tubes for bicycle tires. And then they wrap that around the lipo.
Yeah, I can see that working. Yeah, because it acts as or you could do a foam block and slide into the foam block.
That's what they do for the fixed wings. They do the foam block.
Yeah.
Because the fixed wings are foam themselves. With the quads, you don't want to do the foam because the foam actually it makes it too big.
Yeah, mass. Like yeah,
It's not a mass
volume,
issue.
volume.
It's
It's just
actually
the volume.
Volume. Yes.
Yeah, it's volume
Yes.
because it's not it's that whole aerodynamics that really screws it up because it's a block.
Well,
Flying a block
aerodynamics
with
on a
the-
quad are already screwed up.
Yeah, true,
Yeah.
true.
So cool. Matt's busy on his phone.
No,
Yeah,
I'll just put it down.
So
Sorry,
I
guys.
already promised because she told me that your problems are my problems. I have to give you a hard time. I already told her I'm going to give you a hard time. So
Anyways,
you can go play. You can go to the other room and blame her for this now.
I think I need to find another hobby than 3D printing.
drums.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, why is
No,
an
no,
expensive?
no,
Wait, just
no,
you
no.
wait, Matt. Why is it an expensive hobby? Girlfriends are bad enough, but why is it very expensive as a
I
hobby?
enjoy. That's not a hobby. It's
Oh, you want an expensive
It's a
hobby?
life
Here,
choice.
I got an expensive hobby for you. Amateur radio.
Oh no, astronomy.
That too, yes. I actually combine them, do Earth, Moon, Earth shots.
I know some guys who do that. Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, like
Or radio astronomy.
let me find the old. There was an old thing.
You've got a nice big backyard, Zolan. You can get a couple of receivers down there. You can get a nice big dish receiver.
Where?
backyard? It's big enough,
Actually,
yeah.
it's down at the moment thanks to one of the windstorms we had, but I have a what is it, meters? About a 1,200
Megahertz.
meter sky loop.
Ooh, okay, there we go. Yep.
So that way I can do 180 meter frequencies.
Here, I'm going to show you. I'm going to bring up this image. Let me go there. So let me bring it up on my screen first. 1 second.
Make it quick because I'm gonna
Sure,
cut out
I'm
of
going
here
to
any
quick
quick now.
share. And this is a very true statement. And we in astronomy tend to use it a lot.
True.
Yeah.
Exactly.
By the way,
exactly. Well, that's true.
actually, I got a hobby more expensive than that,
What?
and it's the hobby that my wife has: dogs.
Well, yes, that's an expensive one. But this is very true for astrophotography because it gets really expensive really fast.
Yeah, no, they say the same thing for amateur radio and a lot of other
3D
hobbies of that nature.
printing, resin
Actually, no,
printing.
3D printing not so
printing-
much. 3D printing not
3D
so much.
printing
But
once
resin,
you hit a
all
certain
resin-
point in 3D printing, your costs are supplies for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're
Whereas
not that
with-
expensive in most cases. But in,
Right.
I
in
said I'm lucky. My wife says I can't leave my office. So my office is very small. I mean, I can touch just about the walls either side. So I can't leave the office for the printers.
Yep.
So I've only got the one.
You
Well,
all
I did a
take
good-
care. I gotta go.
all right, man. Take
Cheers,
care.
Olan.
See you so long.
I did
Yeah.
well getting the printer in the rolling tool cabinet to fit inside my office with the printer on it. It's perfect for your tools, your spare parts, filament in the bottom. Perfect design for it. The rolling tool cabinet.
Yeah, I can't do that. I'm like my telescopes wouldn't fit in this room.
No.
Good idea.
You've seen my video of my telescope.
But size isn't important though, Liam.
Actually, when it comes to astronomy, it actually is.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah. I did
Even with a large
presentation-
mirror. Even with a
I
large
did a
mirror,
presentation once for an all women's group, and we were talking about astronomy, and I was talking about astronomy equipment and so on, and I was showing the different telescopes, and I said,
12-inch.
and I one of the comments I
36
said,
inch.
and it went over really well. I said, and and I was talking about the different size scopes, and I showed the really big 20-inch, and I said, when it comes to astronomy, astronomy is one of the few things in life where size really does matter, and then everybody in the room got it. Everybody got the pun. So, and because aperture means the more light you collect, the more the more you can focus, the more you can
So
focus.
therefore you need the
Better
bigger,
contrast, better detail. Yeah. You still want to build your own bearing block EQ. Well, then do it.
I got a message this morning, Liam. My those 20 amp speed controllers has finally left China, so I might have it in another couple of weeks. So progress.
Wow, I was told my printer was shipped, and that's where the progress stopped.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. Ding that bell so you know when I go live again. On a fairly regular basis, I get machines in for review and setup, and I like to do live setups. And I also do these weekly hangouts, so it's open to everyone to come in and chat. The link is in there, just in case. Let me add it in case anybody wants to come in and chat. Let me copy that out and make it available to everybody in case anybody wants to join in the conversation. Yes, it does in astronomy, old curmudgeon. It does. So, yes, your
Winning printer.
yeah.
What
Have
I
you
want.
used it much?
No, I just finished assembling it, and I'm gonna try tomorrow.
Slacker. Why took you so long?
I had a few issues with some other problems, so I had to solve that first.
What?
Yeah, I had some.
And he calls himself a maker. What?
Come
You
on.
left it in the box? It must have been lonely. How dare you do that to a printer?
No, I'm ready to plug it in tomorrow and try testing it. I first have to find a profile for it, and Ender 3 should do fine with it, I think.
Should. Yeah,
And
same. The only thing you might have to do is tweak the build volume.
yeah,
But they're all the same.
it's 5 mil bigger, this machine. than
Yeah,
an Ender.
Yeah, so just
So-
make sure when you add the Ender 3, then go in to edit the printer settings and tweak the build volume in there.
I wonder if I can use an GTEC A10 profile for it.
They're basically the same machine,
Yeah, I know.
right?
So
So
that's what I thought too. And I should be the only one in Europe who have one of those machines.
of the Homer machines, why?
Yeah, because
think-
as far as I know, that because they're not available here in Europe,
I think they
only
are.
in America. No,
Really?
I looked it up. Yeah,
Oh, they're available. No, sorry, they're
Because
available in Europe under the name of Artillery.
artillery. All right.
No, is it
The
Artillery?
TiVo.
Or TiVo, sorry, TiVo. They're in
TiVo.
Europe under the TiVo name.
Yeah, but this one is a Homer Odysseus Pro.
Right.
That's what the company is called.
Yeah, but Homer and Artillery are are
You mean
Honor-
TiVo?
TiVo. Sorry, I keep getting the two. Homer and TiVo are the same company,
Yeah, I know that.
same machines.
But as far as I know, I didn't find any machines in Europe like this. Anywhere.
RAM design. I don't do 3D modeling like that. I mostly do mechanical parts. I'm not creative like you are for doing modeling and shaping and stuff like artistic stuff. I'm not good at that. I'm better at doing mechanical parts when I do stuff. I do a lot of mechanical stuff. So I CAD. If I was expecting, there are many things I would do if I wasn't thinking.
Know the feeling. I know the feeling.
Yeah, we all have to do that. But
Mm.
every now and again, you get the opportunity to buy something like that's expensive, something very expensive, and astronomy is a big thing for me. So I put the money into some of that equipment, and I do astrophotography and all this kind of stuff. So
I mean, I'm the same for I'm a sucker for artwork, like the thing behind me.
yeah,
There's an original film cell signed by the artist. So
nice.
things like that. But
That's cool.
few and far between. I mean, you should see the shit that's in my in my lounge or in my front lounge, the artwork. But I just buy artwork once in a while because it's nice. It's
Yeah,
nice
no, it is, and artwork can actually be an investment as well. It depends on how popular the artist is, and obviously it gains art automatically gains value when the artist passes away.
Yeah, I got one of my animated film cells, Hanna-Barbera, and Hanna's died since he signed it. So yeah, it's not there for the value. It's there because I like it. Yeah, I don't know much about art, but I buy what I like.
And that's the best thing about it, because even if it's not worth a lot, it's worth a lot to you because it has an aesthetic value for you.
Yeah.
Right.
Like these wine connoisseurs paying thousands for bottles of wine. Oh, this is good wine. Well, you drink it, tastes like crap.
Well,
Because
some of them, it depends.
everyone's palate's different. So what may be nice for them may not be nice for your palate because everyone's palate's different.
Yes.
Be it a $10 bottle of wine or a $50 or a $500. That's all.
Wow.
It's all buy what you like.
I'm happy with Lambrusco.
Well, that's it. You buy what you like. I mean, you,
I like
you can
sweet
sample
wine.
3, 4
But
sweet wines. I don't mind a sweet wine.
last
they
time I
did-
drank was a long time ago.
I don't mind the German hocks. They actually are quite nice, especially in summer. And nice, nice colour bottles of hock chilled is nice in summer, I must admit. But winter, I like my heavy Shirazes. So it's all.
Shiraz is nice.
Yeah, it all depends on your palate. The wife doesn't like them. I don't mind a good Shiraz, especially in winter.
No, I haven't drank in like for me. I gave up drinking pretty much. I only drink at like occasions, like at Christmas and stuff like that. I have one.
Occasion, like when you get out of bed, when you get back to bed, when you. Special occasions, like getting out of bed. It's a special
Yeah,
occasion.
no, not for those occasions, but they're the only times I actually do drink anymore. I give it up. I'm probably one of the most sober Irish guys out there. But
Exactly.
I
yeah,
can call
Yeah,
yourself Irish then.
well, see this. Here's the secret. I cannot. It's okay not drinking and being Irish. It's just that when you fly home, you have to drink in a plane, so you pass the blood test coming in.
That's it. The minimum requirement of percentage alcohol. It's your percentage blood to alcohol content.
Yeah, you have to get it over 50% before before they accept you. Before they
If
validate.
you've got more blood than alcohol, you're not Irish and send you off the plane. You're not
Yeah.
supposed to
If
come
your
in.
blood alcohol is below 50%, they don't believe you're Irish and they'll think your passport's fake.
No, doing it wrong. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Chad, how are you? Let's see. Hanna-Barbera must be ordered bomb.
They're
Yeah.
not that expensive. There's still plenty of them floating around, but I've got Star Wars pictures as well, and Winnie the Pooh and all sorts of stuff on the wall. But they're in because I like them. There's a gallery that used to be in Perth. He had a sub gallery, but his main gallery is in Victoria, and he carries all this. He's the distributor for Disney as well, in Asia. For if you like things like your Disney artwork, Ariel, Mickey Mouse, all those. He has all film sales for those too. I just like them.
I hear they're gonna build a Disneyland in Australia.
I know
Fat
too,
chance.
Chewy.
Because I also hear that they want to build a Disneyland here in England.
Well, there's one. Well, let's put it this way: why would you build one in England
You
when
got France.
the one in
They're
France
Disney.
struggles to keep its doors open?
Yeah.
I know.
It's a sign that it won't be as successful as they think. So the one in France just makes its money. Those others, it's not a huge killer, right? It doesn't make obscene amount of money, I don't believe. And like the only ones that really make money are the big ones. Are the three big ones? Is there's two here in the US,
Yeah.
and the one in Japan.
Japan. Yeah.
Japan makes the biggest money, I believe. It's a huge money maker for them. But they're all into that kind of stuff anyway in Japan. They're the anime and all this kind of stuff. It's a big part of their culture. So Disney is also a big thing for them. But the one I don't think like there was even times at one point they were talking about closing Disneyland Paris. In its earlier days, they were talking about closing it. People weren't going there.
Yeah, because the weather's crap. Sorry, my language, but
Yeah, well, yours is
like
30 years old. Yeah, I
30
remember when it
years,
opened.
Jesus.
That's how old I am. I remember when they were talking. I remember when you were talking about building it.
yeah, I remember I was like 5 years old, and I'm like, "Mom, can we go there?"
I was a lot older.
Unfortunately, I'm older than both of you guys, so yeah, I can remember a lot of that stuff.
Like I'm 51, so
Yeah, you're a youngster.
how old are you, Kieran?
59.
That's not that much of a difference.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was I think 4 or 5 years in, when Euro Disney opened in Paris, there was talks of they were thinking about actually shutting it down or downscaling it.
As long as Liam doesn't sing it, Dominic, we're okay.
What? Sing what? Sorry. Wild Rover. Oh yeah. Yeah. No, I won't sing. I like you guys. I won't do that to you. I won't inflict that on anybody. but I would not inflict any of that on you. No,
Thank goodness.
there's certain pains I would not even inflict on my enemy, and having to listen to me sing is one of them.
That's the good thing about all this.
I like my ears. I don't want to go deaf.
Yeah.
The good thing with all this stuff, Chewy, is age is no barrier. I mean, look at Ethan and Marcus. You know, Ethan is great. Age is no barrier for this sort of stuff. That's what's nice about it.
Jerryland USA 3D printed.
Yeah, Jerry's just happy there's somebody on the stream older than he is.
Yeah, the Wild
would be
Rover's
an
a good
idea.
film, by the way.
What's
Yeah,
that, Matt?
Jerry's what, 57 he turned this year?
Yes,
Jerryland, you know.
Yeah. Jerry just went 57 with his birthday. Yeah, so.
Yeah, that was a couple of weeks ago.
Yep.
Yeah, there's about 4 weeks between us, I think, 4 or 5 weeks. Well, in between our birthdays, but in his. What did you say?
He missed out on all the draws. He missed out on all the giveaways. Chewy
Oh,
did.
on Jerry's stream, yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
And I still won nothing. So I figured out that I win stuff on other people's streams, but not on Jerry's.
No, we took your name out because we know you're too lucky. Otherwise, we won all the prizes.
That could be it. That's all fun. It's all like I don't understand people who complain when companies are doing giveaways, and they complain and say I submitted my name first and all this kind of stuff. Like it's a freebie, guys. If you don't get it, you don't get it.
It's not like you're paying to subscribe to get
Exactly.
the money. It's just,
Exactly. So I don't get people who does.
which is why with Jerry's giveaway, I could not believe how many he actually had to give away, which is great. He had a great variety, a great collection, and it was global. That was the better thing, was global, not just restricted to USA and Canada, which meant anybody had a chance.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I was one of the sponsors too, and I sponsored Jerry with 2 lithophanes.
Yeah.
But sadly, I only can do it here in England because everything else right now, shipping it outside is too expensive for me. I mean, one lithophane, the size what I wanted to send off, I'll pay something like £25-30.
Well, which is fine. I mean, you had the option. There was the UK giveaway, the Canadian, US. He had the STLs, my Amazon card. So people could have won from globally. So there was no restrictions, which is great.
Yeah, as long as we English make a deal with you Americans, you know. Well, you're not American, you're Irish, so.
I don't know what's going to happen with that.
Then I can probably send it over there too, because before I sent a lithophane before to America, and that cost me 2 kilos. I sent over in lithophanes. Cost me £35. 2 kilos, and the one I wanted to send off was only 250 grams.
No, wow.
And £30 for that.
It's actually because
but
of the size.
But it's the dimensions. It's the dimensions more so than the weight, because it goes on
no,
the
it's
size.
same dimension. Just the box is higher. Was. Yeah. But it's only this small. But the other box was this size, the 2 kilo one.
Okay.
That was bigger actually, you know, and that cost me less than now since COVID hit. You know, since COVID hit, everything went up.
Yeah,
in prices.
So now you've got a full house to look after, Chewy, with the granddaughter. A little Dynamo running around the house, a 3-year-old Dynamo.
It'll keep him out of trouble.
Yeah. It's keeping Chewy busy, I think.
Yeah, that's good for him.
Keeps him off the streets anyway.
I agree. Keeps him from sleeping on the streets. Oh. Yeah, so let's see what we'll be saying. Yeah, well, it's the same here. Even to ship stuff, certain things here within the US, like to ship a box from Michigan to anywhere else in the country is about $50 or $60, which is similar price. It has gotten really expensive to the point now people are like, if I'm doing something, if I'm selling something, even for somebody locally, if I'm doing like a laser engraving or something, I'll meet them. I'll pick up the parts and they'll meet them and give them back the parts. I will not ship because
That's
the
cheaper,
cost
yeah.
is just ridiculous and it takes so long. They've gotten slower.
Yeah, because they overwhelmed some of them companies.
It's not they're overwhelmed. It's maybe, but
Because more people order through Amazon and
Yeah, the
other.
mail's gone down, but the parcel delivery services that has gone insane with all this COVID stuff.
yeah, it's gone crazy.
Have
So
you-
I just
And
do local delivery. I'll do local now. I don't want to do anything outside of local. Before you could offer stuff, do stuff and ship it to somebody, but it's not worth it anymore. How's your print going? Looks okay.
it's coming along nicely. Yeah, it's just a I said it's a long, slow print. The I don't know, I'll show what it looks like. Let me just see. I'll show what it looks like. Unless you saw Chris's post, I haven't seen Chris's post, so let me just find a link to it.
Well, I've shipped stuff with never that, but they're large prints. But like I think the cheapest I've ever shipped. I shipped one recently to Denmark, and it would have cost about $80 to normally do the where you buy the box already.
Yeah, the dimensioned. It's already dimensioned up, so you know what you're paying for it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was told to go back and get a different box, and I did. And when I went out and it brought the price down to about $26 to ship it to Denmark. Now that was a deal, but you get no tracking at all with it. So
How much did you pay for it?
to Denmark, $26.
Oh, that's cheap for you.
It was unusually cheap. Was it 26? I think it was 26. Let me.
How heavy the
Here.
parts were?
It was
What company did you use?
US Postal Service.
Oh wow!
No, that's not it.
Did you?
I have the receipt around here somewhere. I'll find it later. But so yeah, shipping internationally can be but shipping within the states is really expensive as well. For those who don't know, a lorry driver is a truck driver.
Red lorry, yellow lorry, red lorry, yellow lorry. Yeah, I just put a link in the chat what I'm actually printing off.
Yeah, one
stuff
second,
looks
I'll
like.
bring it up. One second.
Yeah, no,
share
yeah,
the screen
no.
if you want.
Will that work? Let me see. I haven't tried
Yeah.
that. Okay, I'll try that. No,
You share screen, select your screen, and then copy. I'm going to post the link you did anyway in the chat.
Okay, let me see. Can I share my screen here? I haven't tried that. Oh yeah, share. Okay, let's see. Share screen. Let's see.
That link I just posted is what Kieran is printing right now.
Let's see if this works. I think it's on this one.
Yeah, the letter I've done, but for the package it got really expensive.
That work?
There you go.
Yep, there we go. Yep.
So that
For
opens
use.
up and you put the ball of yarn inside in it.
Correct. It's got magnetic. It's got magnetic and keyed lid on it, so it'll rotate the key and then hold magnetically.
And while you're knitting, what stops the ball from rolling around while you knit?
Inside, the main ball, just the weight. It's
Okay.
it's 6 inches in diameter basically. So it's a bit of mass. Whereas most knitters either have the ball on the floor or on the ball on your lap basically, and it picks up fluff and picks up dirt. So it's just inside that and keeps it clean. You can buy wooden ones or make wooden bowls with a cutout for the wool as well. It just stops the ball of yarn bouncing around. All knitters. So this is a friend of neighbour's going to get it made for a present for her. So
It's a good idea.
yeah. So in this one, the needles actually screw in, so you can actually change the color of the needles and screw the needles into a different color. Threaded needles on top. It's quite nice.
I suppose you could always adjust the size of the yarn hole in it, because the certain
Even 3-ply or 4-ply will come through that. It's actually quite a large.
Yeah, but if you're
quite a
doing
large
if you're using one of the more fluffier yarns, they
Chunky
are
ones,
actually
yeah.
bulkier. They would have a problem with that, so you're gonna have to probably open the aperture. So go down to the bottom of your screen. You see stop sharing.
Yep, you're done.
There you
Yep,
go.
no problem. Yeah, I haven't tried that. That worked good. Saves having to do the posting and that, which is good.
Yeah, it'd be a good one for
Yes,
crafters.
Oh, exactly. So it'll be my longest print I've attempted. 30 hours. So we'll see how it goes.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
I've done much bigger than that.
Yeah, no, but that's the longest I've done. My previous longest was 25 hours. So
My longest was 18 days.
yeah, yeah. I don't have the cojones to sit there and have something printing that long and just.
Oh, I've done, like, what's your longest, Matt?
18 days.
For lithophane?
Yeah.
I don't think I've done 18 days, but I've done regular 9-day prints and 10-day prints. That's kind of fairly common for me. I've done up to, I think the longest I went was about 14 days of a print. I think that was the longest print I've ever done, was about 14 days.
As long as they don't drag on the ground, Jerry, you're okay.
The Vegas heat.
It's the comment above Chewy that you'll worry about there, Liam.
I know. I posted that.
Yeah,
up there.
we'll leave that alone. We'll leave that one alone.
Yeah. Actually, you will get you can get a 9-day print to go on the Ender 3, especially for printing PETG, because you have to print it slow, or TPU. You can easily stretch out a print in 9 days. But like, I don't have anything as small as an Ender 3 though. Oh no, I have one. I have.
I think I was going like 30 mm a second, 25 to 30 mm a second.
Yeah.
With my lithophane, because I was printing high, and at that time I didn't have no support system, so I printed extra wide to the frame, so the frame would give extra support for the picture itself. So it was 30.
So what do you do for your support system? You actually have like a support each side of your lithophane as a print, like an A-frame either side.
Yeah, an A-frame I have now. So
well, you need to because if you put the lithophane widthwise across the x-axis, the bed moving will create inertia and cause it to wobble. If you put so it's best to put it on the y-axis,
north-south.
The thing is, your nozzle printing will add a bit of wobble to it as well.
Yeah.
So
no, I saw there was a Thingiverse. I actually downloaded it the other day. A Thingiverse, haven't done a lithophane yet, which is like an A-frame to bolt on each side of the lithophane for support, which is a perfect idea. Yeah, just to stop that lateral movement.
Yeah,
but
and then just
it's a filament.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but it's still the best to put it along the y-axis. So then the movement of the bed, your part is the lithophane is
parallelish,
and the only thing to deal with then is the head interaction with it, causing a very slight wobble, which is why they put the A-frames at the end and you snap them off and sand them out at the end.
Which is good. Yeah.
Now
I saw that and thinking, how do they get these big lithophanes in? Oh, right. So I downloaded that model straight off.
Well, you don't even have to use that. You can, if you use when you even using Lithophane Maker, the website, it will add a frame to it for you for printing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can add that in there, or you can use Luban as Matt does, and that will add it there as well.
Yeah.
But Lithophane Maker, the website, will add the frame to. You have the option of including a frame.
I mean, I've had a look at the website and went through and then stuck something on the process. I didn't actually go right to the end to get the final how to get the final file down. So I have to look at that.
The other option you can do is if you have a design for an A-frame with just little legs sticking out.
Yeah.
What you can do is you can put on your lithophane in there on your slicer, and then put the frame up and actually submit the frame, the pin sticking out of your frame that you use for all of your.
There's one on Thingiverse now with the
negative
customizable.
each side, but make them touch the side of lithophane,
Yeah.
and then do negative 0.5 of a millimeter in, so they actually embed themselves in it, and then you just trim off the legs when you're done.
The Thingiverse has just got one on there, which is the A-frame with tapering legs on it to bolt into your model for it. So I've downloaded that to have a go at it. I've got some white filament here to give it a go.
Yeah, so make sure.
Just haven't got around to
print.
Yeah.
So just make sure you
like a
are front to
small
back.
6-inch one just for a test, just to go through and see how well it comes out. Because you're making me jealous there, Matt.
Yeah, but just make sure if you're using lithophane maker, they will actually create the color as well.
Yep.
But make sure you orientate your lithophane front along the y-axis, not the x.
Yep, not the X. Yep, exactly.
Because the y-axis will cause problems. Air in the room, air resistance on it,
Yep.
and then just the momentum alone will cause problems. So.
No, I've got a large open framed box that was like 10 inches high, and they do up. You got the ringing as a tilt as a drag, just from the drag. Yeah, so nothing. Some filler and a bit of spray paint didn't fix. So
I know, but still, you can. There's ways.
It doesn't quite work with lithophane. Yeah.
Yeah, like I've done lots of tall prints, but they're generally bulkier. But you can't beat.
But your resin ones come out no problems now, right? You've done a few resin ones now, haven't you? On your new
but I found a problem with the resin with one of my resins, and so I've reported it to the manufacturer that they need to fix it.
Okay.
It's an issue I discovered, and it's big enough issue for me to not say it won't work. It's to say you need to tweak. If you need to get out, you need to do a Joe Telling and get out an angle grinder and grind a little bit here and there.
Yeah.
That's all it means. And I don't have an angle grinder because if I had, I'd pack mine with a towel, and I'd pack it myself with an angle grinder and grind it back if I had one, but I don't have one.
Or a Dremel, or a small Dremel.
Dremel wouldn't do it. It's steel. It's
plate. It's a steel sheeting.
It's 3 millimeter steel. You will not Dremel that.
No.
So you need a grinding disc to grind back about 2 millimeters is what you need.
I would have thought you got a laser or thermal lance out the back, sort that stuff out, no problem.
No, laser won't do steel. I'll bring it. I'll have to ship it down to Florida and get him to cut it out on his laser engravers. But no, I just get an angle grinder and grind it back 1 or 2 millimeters. All I need to grind back along one side.
Bit of thermite should be fine.
Bit
of thermite should be fine.
Thermite? Yeah, sure. If you want a printer left over or not.
Oh, now you're getting picky.
Well, thermite will melt the whole printer and my table and the concrete
and the floor
and the floor and burn my house down.
But you did want a hole. You did want a hole to put the printer for your larger.
Remember, water doesn't work.
No, water does not work with thermite. No. You have to let it go. Well, when it's in its latter stages, when it's burnt out, water will quench it.
Yeah, once the reaction, it'll quench when the reaction's finished. But until it's already all burnt up, the aluminium and the iron oxide, no, it's going to keep combusting.
I know, yeah.
But impressive to watch,
though. Use it in space.
Yeah.
Yes, but why would you need to?
Don't they have rockets basically with iron oxide based or solid iron oxide?
No.
No.
Are you thinking of SRBs?
The
solid booster,
yeah.
An SRB doesn't use that.
Because once the solid boosters are lit, you can't take them out.
No. Yeah, but the solid fuel.
But an SRB is different. First of all, SRBs are designed to run in our atmosphere, not in the vacuum of space.
But it still would work in outer space, I'm saying. Because I do have oxygen in there, tied up in there, I think. Or? Could I be wrong?
An SRB uses ammonia pentachlorate, and aluminum oxide is what it uses.
Yeah, normal solid fuel. Same for the small rocket motors.
Yeah,
for the model rockets.
They don't use. They do not have. I don't think that would work in space in the same way. It won't combust. That's why they use it to do an assist lift and then before the rocket leaves the atmosphere, the SRBs run out, and then they break off. Once you get above, beyond max Q, where the effects are less, where the gravitational effects are less. That's all they're there for. I don't think it'll work in space. Thermite might, but I don't see a reason to use it there.
I mean, it's not like you need to weld steel girders together like they do for the railway for the thermite, but it's all
that's what
aluminium
it's
and
used,
thin
yeah.
plating. Yeah.
It's cool actually to watch them do that.
What
Watch
the
them
railroad? That's
weld
great.
the rails. Yeah.
That's great. I said when I first saw that happen, I thought, what the hell's going on? There's got the clamp on and the hopper and everything else, and then just off they go. It's great to watch.
Yeah, set it up, kick it off, and then walk away and let it run.
And walk away. Yep. And then come back, clean it up, and just perfectly molds. It's
And
nice.
they clean it up when it's hot, so they can actually,
Yep.
and then they grind it smooth. They have a grinder that sits on the rail, and then they bring it over and back.
It just shapes it back and forth
down.
and just shapes it. Yeah, it's great.
Nozzle design.
Another reason.
It is.
So what's that? 54 hours. That's 48. So that's 2.5 days. Chewie's longest prints, 2.5 days.
Yeah, I did one of those for that finished this morning or this afternoon for my wife. That was that long.
Yeah, well, this will be 30 hours for the base, and I think it's 18 hours for the lid. So yeah.
Because KSP, the rocket program, Kerbal Space Program.
Yes.
And there I was building a rocket, and I used rocket solid booster in space, and it worked.
Depending on what's in it, I don't know if it's a normal, like
I forgot the
the
name of it.
ammonia. The ammonia is the oxidizer that creates the oxygen, because ammonia is.
Because I think oxidizer works anywhere, because it's like.
Well, ammonia is hydrogen peroxide, right?
Yeah.
And basically what it is hydrogen peroxide. And the oxidizer, basically what you do is you steal one of the oxygen atoms during the reaction as part of the fuel. So yes, it would work, but it wouldn't have the thrust ratio it needs.
Yeah, I agree on that.
So the power wouldn't be there, which is why they don't use it in space. They use it on land.
LOX. They use the LOX oxygen. Yeah, you go and use
They use LOX
oxygen.
oxygen, so they use liquid oxygen.
Yeah, because it's more bang for your buck for the space. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bang being the operative word. Yeah.
Now there is recent talks about there's resurrected talks about using nuclear explosions as a rocket propellant.
Yeah. That's around for a long time. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, they build a shield at the back of the rocket, and they detonate a nuclear explosion that would push the rocket. And every now and again, they detonate another one, and it'll create thrust. So there's been more discussions on that because it is cheap fuel, right? And you get a lot of energy output for a small
space. Yeah.
Yeah, for a small mass. So it's cheap to launch. But I know SpaceX is not going there. There's been talk about maybe SpaceX going down that route. I don't think it's going to happen. Not at least.
I think it should be unmanned when they should try that.
Well, obviously it would be. They did launch it.
I'm not volunteering for that one. That's for sure. I mean,
yeah,
to go into space, but
no animals in there either. I don't think either.
Yeah, that is true. You have no control because once you ignite an SRB, they have to burn out. They have to go all the way until they're dead. Yep. They're done.
Yep.
All right. I think nuclear will be. I don't know if it'll be the ticket because SpaceX are not going that route for going to Mars. SpaceX are actually counting about hydrogen.
As electric source, maybe.
As it would be as an electric source, but but they're already doing that. Like the Mars rover is using an RTG, right? It's a decaying radioisotope that creates heat. That's used to generate electricity, right? So the Mars rover is using that right now. Curiosity is using that. The new Perseverance is using that.
What's the Chinese using for theirs?
They're using solar, I believe. I don't think they're using an RTG.
Yeah, I think they have some trouble making the batteries, I believe.
Yeah, so I don't think they're using the RTGs. NASA is. Like this is Perseverance,
Hmm.
right? This is your RTG in the back.
Yeah.
This whole unit here. This is your nuclear reactor.
Heat chamber.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
what it is there's a decaying radioisotope in there that generates heat because when nuclear material breaks down,
Yeah,
goes through
yeah,
its half-life, it generates
it's just thermic
energy.
through time, yeah.
And
But a nuclear isotope also creates a magnetic field, doesn't it?
not at that size. Not at that size. Oh, I put something down wrong, did I? I did. I put down the wheels upside down. That's why.
Yeah.
So that is not a problem for that. And then, like once you go beyond Mars, solar is a problem because you're too far from the sun. So solar becomes an issue. So up as far and the reason why they're using the RTGs on the Mars one, the last was it what was the name of the one? It wasn't Curiosity, was it?
He had the panels were dusting over, weren't
Yeah, during a global dust storm, the panels got dusted over, and you could never get it started again because it can't charge its batteries. So the RTG is the way to go. But if people were on Mars, they could use solar panels for electricity because we're close enough.
they?
To
They
the
can
sun.
clean them, yeah.
It's all about because sun. You must remember why it's an issue is the light from the sun radiates outwards and dissipates wider and wider and wider as it gets further away from the sun, right? Once you go beyond Mars, the light
The
density,
photons are so dispersed.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's so dispersed
dispersed.
that it won't generate enough electricity because you're not collecting enough photons to generate electricity. Or to,
Yeah, that's
to
the issue with
enough
solar
electricity.
sails for the same thing. Solar sails are fine up to a certain
Well, solar cells are different.
size.
Well, solar cells are fine up to a certain distance, but
Yeah.
you can use solar cells for travel if you point a laser at them to use it as its light source for acceleration.
Yeah.
To use photonic pressure, right?
Yeah.
Which is what they use in solar cells. It's photonic pressure.
Yeah.
And there is a project on that is actually on their way. They're thinking of sending a small CubeSat to the nearest star system to us, which is Proxima Centauri, right?
Because there's no mass required. It's just purely surface area. As long as it doesn't get damaged, off you go. Yeah.
As long as the surface area is large enough, then they say they can reach up to about a tenth of the speed of light.
Yeah.
So they can, a quarter of the speed of light. So they can get from here to Proxima Centauri in about 40 years. But they can't stop.
No.
It's a one-way trip because you need to have counteracting. You're going so fast.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a zoom by and keep going type
Yeah.
of scenario.
It's not
right?
like you can turn it around and decelerate. No.
Yeah, and even then the star is smaller, and because Proxima Centauri, if you compare our sun to Proxima Centauri, if you imagine our sun being a basketball, Proxima Centauri is about the size of a foosball beside it, right? It's a really small star, and it wouldn't give off enough energy to be able to slow you down enough anyway.
So back to nuclear physics on your channel again, Liam. It's pretty amazing.
Well, see, we jump all over the top. We talk about nuclear physics. We talk about photonic pressure and space travel, and
That's great. That's what's
What
great
do you
about
think
it.
about the C14 battery?
I don't know enough about it.
Yeah. I think that's going to be the next big thing in space travel. The
If you get it to
C14.
work properly, it's all about if. Like
Yeah.
things like I having an idea and having a theory or having a tiny working model of something is really great.
Oh, there did one in here in England and one in Boston Dynamics, I believe, and one in Russia. And the Russians actually built a square one instead of a round one.
Yeah, it's a very balanced show. We even talked about knitting. Yes, I agree.
Exactly. Covers all-
NASA's not doing it. There's another project. What is it called? Bill Guy is in, or Bill, not Bill Guy. Yeah, Bill Guy, the science guy. Bill Nye. Sorry, Bill Nye.
Yeah.
He's involved. The planetary. What's it called? The planetary. Is it called the planetary
Let's have a quick
project?
look. Let's have a look.
I think it's called a
Light
planetary
sail.
project.
Yeah, light sail. The Planetary Societies.
Planetary Society. Yes. So they have a light sail. They
With
actually
the
put it into
CubeSat,
orbit. They've actually put it into orbit to do initial testing. and they have proven that some of their theories work, right? But they do plan to launch one to Proxima Centauri.
Yeah, the NASA's doing 2 solar sail missions, it says,
Yeah,
to the moon this
The
year.
question is, are we going to put a disc in saying that we look this way and please play the record, or?
I don't know. They've
I
done
think it
that
will be
before.
tactile.
Well, let's put it this way: if they do that, technology has changed a lot, so they won't be doing the gold disc anymore because they did it once. They did it twice with the Voyager spacecrafts.
CDs are obsolete now, so
Yeah.
Yep.
So they'll probably, if they're going to do something on it, if they're going to go to beyond Earth, like beyond our solar system, and if that's
just a
the
big
goal,
QR code should be fine. A QR code will work.
the
won't it?
QR code will work.
Yeah.
Actually, thinking about it, a QR code is basically a mathematical representation of something. So, in theory, any intelligent life could actually decipher what it means. Mathematics.
Because there is that person that did the project to see if he can fit a computer program on a QR code, and he did. Using a QR code, yeah, and it's surprising what you need to fit into a QR code.
Yeah, QR codes are very versatile, and they never really, they kind of took off, but not really. But they are so versatile about what you can put into them because you can get really complex in it. So I don't know what they haven't announced what their plans are on that stuff yet. They are plans, like they're going to go to the moon, as you said.
Yeah.
They're also planning to set up. There's talk of doing laser communications between Earth and the moon. They have done some preliminary testing with laser communications. So it's better than using radio waves, right? So you can actually transmit more data over the same speed, over the same connection. But it's all about, they're open to ideas. Like if someone comes up with a really cool idea and a cool way of doing something that works, they'll be all over that. Well,
that's the good thing about them. They don't throw anything out because anything could be useful in the spin-off. So yeah.
Just think about whoever invents beaming up Scotty, then
okay, you're talking about transporters.
Yes,
they've actually done that. They've actually done that.
I know, but I know about that.
They're not the first person.
But what I'm saying is a whole living person, or
here's the issue
at least objects at least can put up there.
Here's the issue with that, right? Basically, to transport something from A to B, you have to tear it apart,
destroy it,
build a mathematical model of it, and recreate it without any mistakes
or any bugs. No bugs, yeah.
Or any, right? So doing it with a single atom, that's possible. Doing it with a single molecule, that's more complex, but it's possible, right? Doing it with a human being, which is billions of atoms and billions of molecules, or trillions even, right? And super complex, and with electrical charges, because that's how our brain works, right? And how our whole system works, and move it over and get it all restarted in their end. The compute power alone to do that, we don't have today.
I know.
We've all seen The Fly, and we've all seen Galaxy Quest, so no.
Yeah. So we do not have the technology.
But if we have the possibility to beam like objects up, we basically can assemble our spaceship in space,
Well, we can do that.
And we can build it larger.
We can do that. We can 3D print it.
Yeah, but
right now,
I don't think I want to fly
3D printing metal, 3D printing glass.
We can, and then you also remember one other thing. Like they've already tested and validated by shipping something up into the space station and attach it and inflating it, it becomes accommodation. They've done this. It works. The new solar sails they're deploying on the space station.
The solar panels, the new panels.
Yeah, new ones come rolled up like wallpaper, and they roll it out, and you got a solar panel, right? So they're no longer using the heavy, bulky stuff. They are finding lighter, better ways of doing it. Technology is getting better. So we can just ship up a whole thing of small compartments, connect them on, and pressurize them, and they inflate, and then you can live in it. They've done that already. They've actually successfully done it.
Yeah, but I wouldn't. like to fly through space with it and go through a comet storm.
Okay, well, first of all, they wouldn't fly it through a comet storm, to a meteor storm, not a comet storm.
Yeah. Sorry.
But the other thing is, even think about one other thing, right? There's parts of the space station that are no thicker than a few layers of aluminum foil.
Yeah.
Right?
And they've already
Yeah.
had issues with leaks, and they've tracked down
Well,
leaks
leaks
and
happen,
bulkheads
right?
and that. Yeah,
So-
and they can fix them. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's areas. It's like on an airplane is the same. An airplane,
It's not airtight.
and it's not airtight one, but it's also there's parts of an airplane that are as thin as a couple of sheets of aluminum foil.
Yeah.
Right. So that's what's keeping you up in the air, and that's what's keeping these guys alive in space. So we know the technology works. We know we have ways of isolating areas so we can find if there's a leak is detected. It's so. Let's put it this way: they monitor so closely, they can tell a 1 or 2% pressure drop over a leak the side of the head of a pin or the tip of a pin. They can tell. They can monitor over time pressure drops that would slowly leak out when that happens.
Yeah, they had a leak was a few months ago, and they knew it. They had it for months, and they just had to track it down. They knew what module it was in. They knew what wall panel it was in. They just had to remove paneling to get to the wall to find that small.
Yep. Yeah, and then what they do is they close off areas.
Yeah.
When they find pressure dropping in the overall station, they shut down, and because each compartment is isolated with its own airlock.
Their monitoring systems. Yeah.
So they lock it all down, and then they monitor it for a while to see where the pressure is dropping, and that will narrow down the compartment. And then they have sensors on board within that compartment where they can track down to detect the air escaping to the area. And after that,
all you need to do is blow some smoke and see where the smoke goes.
No
to.
fire in space.
No.
Not with their oxygen levels.
What was that?
No
inhaler. I couldn't use my inhaler in space.
That's the biggest threat in space. Isn't the leak? It's fire.
It's fire because of the high
as we've
oxygen
seen
content.
before, unfortunately. Yeah.
They're running with such a high rich oxygen content. It's a huge hazard.
Supersaturated with oxygen.
I'd rather travel through space in a tank than in a spaceship. What we have right now, you know what I mean?
Well, in a tank, 1, you're not airtight. 2, you're not watertight. 3, you have no room to move. And 4, the cost to get into orbit will cost you about 50 times more than it would be to launch any other spacecraft.
What I mean, the thickness of the walls. I like thicker walls.
I'm talking about mass, the physical mass that you have to lift into space.
Yeah, the gravity well to get it out to the gravity well.
Obscene. I mean, it would be super cost prohibitive. Like you know, SpaceX are building a super heavy rocket.
Chris.
Oh, take care, Chris. SpaceX are building the super heavy rocket. That won't lift a tank. It'll do 100 ton. A tank is heavier than that.
Oh yeah, 180 ton, 190 ton, easily.
Yeah, so you need a rocket twice as big. Now, if you need a rocket twice as big to get up there, or more, right? Now, the booster to lift you would need to be 3 or 4 times as big. The reason why is what we have now will lift X weight, but the more weight you have to transport to space, the more fuel you need to lift, and the more fuel you need to lift, the more fuel you need to launch the fuel. So it becomes cascading.
Exponentially prohibitive. Yeah.
Yeah, it eventually comes to the point that you can't build a craft big enough with enough fuel to lift into space, because eventually you're not lifting the product, you're lifting the fuel.
The fuel, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's cost prohibitive.
That's why we need transporters.
Well, okay. Your mission, if you choose to accept it, is to figure out how to get it working.
Yeah. And you can be the first volunteer. There's no way you're going to get me inside one of those little boxes.
Not in my lifetime.
Yeah.
Remember in the early Star Trek where they were always saying that nobody wanted.
Scotty wouldn't go into one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Scotty wouldn't go into one. Yeah. He's an engineer. There's no way he's going one of those things.
Yeah, he knows how they work. Builds a model, tears you apart, destroys you, and rebuilds you again. Is what it has to do. Because you can't transmit molecules.
And once you've been torn apart, you don't really get put together again. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's getting everything put back together is the problem.
That's why I enjoyed Tron so much. Same thing for Tron.
Oh yeah, when you transport it
Yeah,
into
yeah,
the virtual world.
Game. Yeah, that was good. Yeah.
Let's see here.
Showing my age again. Yeah.
But like I said, it should be possible for solid stuff to do. So we can send up solid stuff up, and we send people in the regular way up,
If they can ever figure that out, but like right now the technology is not there.
The thing about we can put literally a fuel tank inside with one of the transporter receivers and transport the fuel while it's actually flying away from Earth.
Yes, we are still babbling.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are still babbling. But we're talking about science now and
yeah. Unfortunately, now and then a wee bit of science now and then. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I talk science all the time, but not everyone would listen to it. So,
so when we raise it, you think, yes, here we go, some science.
Take it, Mike. Take it while you got
grab
it.
Grab it, run with it, quick, run with it.
Yeah. So
at least we can use, an FDM printer upside down in space.
Well, that's the one thing.
You can print when it's spinning around
on the roof.
Space.
Yeah,
exactly.
ceiling.
Yeah. Actually, you could do a resin printer in space if you had it in a centrifuge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, to keep the resin inside the
keep the resin
tank.
on the bottom. So it have to be
Yeah.
the resin would have to be injected into it from a container, like pumped in while it's spinning to put the resin in the vat, and then you.
Well,
can
you do have the what model is it? Has the tank, has a pressurized tank for doing the resin, has the
G5 from the JG Maker has it.
Yeah, so if you had one of those out there and spin that, you'd be perfect. For
potentially, yes, that could potentially work, right? But you need to spin it at least 1G.
Otherwise, you kind of need a curved build surface just to make sure it sticks. Yeah.
What do you mean a curved build surface?
Well, just for the centrifugal force to get the load on it. I suppose it'll still work on a flat plate the same way.
No, it works fine on a flat plate because if in a centrifuge, actually the material will go
the whole unit will. Yeah.
So it won't make a difference, but it would work.
No.
It's like those cannonball rides where you get pushed to the corner.
Yeah, but if you get well, they're slightly different. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, but
it doesn't bounce up and down.
Would have been pumped in and pumped out 100% in and out. They should and even cleaned in the one unit. So it has to be pumped in, printed, pumped out, washed, cured before it's even taken out. Because if not,
that's just the bulk for that's a bit extreme. But potentially it would work. But the FDM space not a problem.
It's perfect. Yeah, FDM is great for it. Yeah, I'm actually thinking at some point I'm going to get an FDM and hang it out on my ceiling. And while I'm streaming, have it hanging upside down behind me, printing. That'd be cool to look. Just the
important thing is behind you. You wouldn't want it above you, just to trust your carpentry skills.
Is Liam running fantasy, reality, and science again? Yes, I am. Well, you could build a simple little frame, right? And just like 4x2s, and then bolt your printer up on it with brackets.
Yep.
In the background, while you're on a live stream, be printing upside down.
Yeah, no reason why it wouldn't do.
Yeah.
No restrictions on that.
No, it'd be a fun print to do. Actually, that would be a good stream. To print an upside down. To print a live stream upside down benching.
I'm doing that now. So what's the problem?
Yeah, you're in Australia. Good one. I like that. Yeah. So
to see you, we have to look downwards. Hey.
Yep.
Yeah.
22 minutes when you fall through the core of the earth. If you
we'll call it the gravity-defying benchy.
Yeah.
And
no one's actually printed a benchy upside down. There you go. The first
they have,
upside down.
They have.
Upside down? I don't know.
Like with an inverted printer?
Yeah, I don't know if they've done a benchy upside down. They've done models. I've seen models being printed upside down. I don't know if I've ever seen a benchy being printed upside down.
Yeah, with support system then.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll get the direct drive focus, the Odin. The Odin printer, the small one I unboxed a few weeks ago. and maybe I'll build a frame, a little wooden frame. It doesn't have to be anything special, and just
No.
mount it upside down. It's a direct drive,
Yes,
and
that's good.
do all the leveling in advance, and then hit print.
Just because it only needs a small spool as well, doesn't it? So the half kilo
No,
spool.
it'll take a
on it,
full
so-
size spool.
Hmm.
It'll take a full size spool.
Okay.
I don't like the spool holder in it. It's too small. I don't trust it. I've seen people who have cameras in their rooms and on the focus user groups where the spool actually got
Jump the
pulled
reel.
off the spool holder because it's so small, and at the end of it, the part that holds the spool is so narrow.
So it jumps it easy.
It would jump it up. I would actually. It would be a better printer if you had a more beefier spool holder on it, like the Crealities
And
do.
a bigger stop on it, so it couldn't get so far, so it can't jump the rail.
So it's a larger. Well, even the what's there is about 8 or 10 mils high. It should be about 15 or 20.
Because that
would
retraction
stop
jerk
that
can
from
kick it
happening.
quite a lot.
Yeah. So I think if you got like a
Cheers,
Creality-
RAM Design.
Oh, take care, RAM Design. If you got like a Creality spool holder and strapped it on, that would actually solve that issue. So,
Yeah, it wasn't so much remade; it was part 2 of Tron, Loopy. Yeah,
no,
the
there was a
continuation.
there was a redone, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Well, it was done as a new movie, and also did an animated series too, an animated series of Tron.
I didn't see the animated series,
That wasn't bad. The animated was quite good. Yeah.
but yeah. So that might be a fun stream. I might do, and I have the wood. I might do a little frame and stick a printer on it. That would be a fun one actually to do. And I'll use the focus printer because it's a small printer. It's not a heavy one to set up. It's an easy one to strap on. You could probably hold it on with zip ties.
Would it be better to have it on a 45 upside down as opposed to being completely upside down? It'll even be more interesting watching it walk off the wall, like in the corner of the ceiling. It'll even look more crazy. Because upside down is one thing, but actually having it upside down at an angle.
See, there are some physics and issues there, though. All right. We'll see here. I see that there's certain bridging and support consideration. Yeah. Well, not with 0G as much. Upside down printing, yes, but not with 0G.
No, because bridging levels still work the
you
same.
can print on thin air because there's no gravity pulling it down.
So you get longer bridging.
So you get really long, really good long bridging. You wouldn't even need supports because there's nothing to pull apart. No, nothing to pull apart downwards, right? Because there's no down, really. But in upside down printing, yes, you would have your bridging would be sagging the wrong way. So there is considerations there. Yeah, but I think an upside down benchy would actually work really well. The 45 degree would be okay. But see, here's the issue with 45. It depends on the orientation of your printer.
Would you be able to print underwater?
No, because it's electrical, and you'll destroy your electronics.
Yeah, but if we can secure those parts.
No, because water would steal away the heat away. It is a good conductor of heat, and would steal away the heat
Chill.
away
It'd be a
from
serious
the
chill
hot
factor.
ends.
Yeah.
So that would be a challenge.
Because you're already, because you can't heat the water because it's going to be 200 degrees anyway, so it's going to be boiling unless you pressurize it.
Yeah. So and
then you can pressurize enough. Yeah.
So, but if your printer is right way up, the bed is slinging forward and backward on a bed slinger, right?
Yeah.
If the printer is on the wall at 90 degrees, if your bed is your y-axis is up down, you'll be challenged to do all that move.
Yeah.
If it's at 90 degrees parallel to the floor, now that becomes less of an issue.
Yeah.
At 45 degrees, it depends on the orientation of your bed.
Yeah.
And even your x-axis, even though your x-axis is pretty light, that could.
So upside down's the best option. Completely vertical.
Your plate is floating.
It's still the same. It's the same.
It's the same. It's just opposites, right? The mirror opposite, and then as long as your z-axis and holds everything in place. Now you will leveling would be a bit of a challenge on upside down because the weight of your build plate would be pulling on the spring and putting more pulling more compression.
Yeah, your offset, your Z offset for your first layer the same. Yeah.
You'd have to do more adjusting and tramming your bed. You have to retrim everything.
You
with
better
a
off
serious
having
first
linear
layer
rails.
squish. Yeah.
Linear rails wouldn't do it because you still have to level your bed. Your
Yeah.
tram
Yeah,
your bed.
but not.
Yeah.
Can you not? If you can always hire the Z-axis. I
And
mean,
you'd have
by
to hire the
inside.
Z-axis. Yeah, you'd
Yeah.
have to hire the Z-axis, or you'd have to have the bed like the CR10 Smart has. There's no adjusting screws on the bed. It's
Yeah.
fixed. Now, if that was fixed and upside down, that's not a problem because you don't have to worry about that
CR6?
anymore.
CR6 sorted.
CR6 is the same, is it?
Yeah, there's no, it's fixed bed. There is no screws to level it. It's ABL.
Yeah. Then that. Well, even then you. Yeah. So then that issue goes away.
Yeah, John's got a spare one.
Yeah, he does. Well, the Focus one that I have doesn't have ABL, so it's all manual.
Yeah.
But so I'd have to tighten down the screws to
Yeah.
counteract the weight of the bed. But
Yeah.
it should, in theory, it should work. So I might actually play with that a little bit and get it trammed up. And if I can get it well trammed up, that would be a fun live stream.
You just put a very coarse, a very large nozzle in it, then you'd take away some of those issues.
I wouldn't even do that. I wouldn't even do that because that would give you bad print quality, and people think print upside down you get bad quality. If I can get a good quality print with a 0.4 upright, I should get a good quality print with a 0.4 upside down.
Upside down, yeah, true. It's just your first layer. Once your first layer's away, you should be sorted.
Yeah, that's all.
Hey, Lama, how's it going?
Hey, Tom.
What's up?
Well, what's down? We're just discussing gravity.
Liam and his ruin all my.
We figured out gravity exists.
Science.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it happen.
Without science, you wouldn't have your CNC machine.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean it has to ruin my fantasy.
No.
Liam always ruins fantasies and sarcasm with frickin' science.
Well, let's put it this way.
I'm just busting your ass.
I know. I've come across enough people who are naysayers about science to the point that I defend it because there's idiots out there.
Well, the Flat Earth Society is still out there preaching their word, so you know.
They are with all 5 members, yeah.
Yep.
Well, actually, do you know that they're actually getting a growing following?
I know, it's scary, isn't it?
And it's not only in the US, it's actually globally.
No, globally, yeah.
There's people who are actually getting on the Flat Earth Society and believing it. Like when I do big astronomy events, like big public astronomy events, I always meet at least one, if not more than one, flat Earth believer.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, and but saying that,
they make you keep pulling your leg.
No.
No, these people are serious.
These guys, you can tell they know way too much.
Oh yeah.
Let's see.
I
There's
would
no
watch
one
it.
here.
I know he's making fun of it, but there's like a YouTube video flat earther guy, and he's like,
No, it's not all commodity.
I saw one where he's up in a plane, and he's like, look at the arc of the globe. That's not real.
It proves
It's in the window.
it proves the Earth's flat.
LCD screen the government put in my window.
Yeah.
I was like, come on, dude. Now you're really pushing it.
Man, they act like if they're in the Matrix. You know?
Red pill or blue pill?
The Matrix is more believable than flat earthers.
I think they should take certain types of pills, definitely.
Yeah.
I don't know about the red pill
Oh, no,
or the
no.
blue.
Or take some more
Yeah,
because the prescription's obviously not working. The
Yes,
dosage
exactly.
isn't correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
That explains a lot.
Well, Einstein said there's 2 things he's sure of, is the volume of hydrogen in the universe. The most prevalent thing in the universe is the volume of hydrogen, and the second most prevalent is human stupidity. And he said he's not sure about hydrogen. So, and that's a very true statement because I find a person can be really smart, but people can be dumb. Because when people get together, they follow the herd mentality and they become stupid. And
are we dumb now?
True.
Well, you're hanging out with me, you must be.
I like the way he was biased on my side of the circle more than anyone else's.
That,
Yeah.
I feel like this.
Yeah.
But I
So
think
what time is it there? Is it like it's like morning time there, huh?
For me, it's 10:15 for me in the morning.
I have
You are 12 hours ahead of me.
Yep,
3:13 in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, Matt doesn't sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I wanted to say goodbye. Actually, now.
And yeah,
Say
neither
goodnight.
does Loopy. Looks like
They
neither does
sleep,
Loopy.
and you don't realize is they're vampires and they sleep during the day.
Yeah, Matt. I think I have a strong feeling Matt's a vampire.
That's
Yeah.
why. That's why it's
Cool.
nighttime and his curtains are drawn.
It's
I
either that
drink
or
tomato blood.
it's either that or he's one of the Walking Dead and can't be out during the day.
Hmm.
Can't go out in the sun. No
Yeah.
burn.
That's why I have a nice tan on me.
I'm
keep out
going
of
to
the
go
sun.
anyway, gentlemen. So it's about. I'm going to go do a few things. So I will leave you in peace and quiet. And it's been fun chatting, boys.
Yeah, me too. I'm going now too and say goodnight.
Oh, I see. I show up and everyone leaves. I get it.
Well, we didn't want to say
I can
anything,
stay
Lama,
5
but
minutes
that's
longer.
true. That's true.
Yeah.
Because we were all jealous that you made
pick on Liam, anyways. I'm
you made
assuming
Dan a
didn't
nice
kill him anyway,
wall
right?
clock, and we didn't get one. That's why.
Yeah. You left us out.
Yeah, we're jealous of
never-
Dan's.
I never get invites to your show, and
My show.
yeah.
Now
Just
you can
kidding.
just pop in, man. You just freaking.
Yeah,
I
Liam's
know.
crashed out of his own show. Liam just crashed out of his own show. There we go.
Ah.
All right, woo! Party time.
Quick! Let's demonetize him. Quick, fast.
Flat Earthers are no bomb. Yay! Science is fake. It's all about I don't know.
Let's turn off the music.
What's other things? I don't know.
Marcus wants a wall clock. Llama looks like he wants to know what's in his address to get a wall clock
Oh,
like
I'm not even
Dan's.
watching the comments or anything.
Yeah, he's real jealous of Dan's wall clock.
Who is?
Marcus, Ethan's dad.
Oh,
Yeah, he's real jealous of Dan's wall clock.
Yeah,
Marcus,
Dan's wall clock
Ethan's
came
dad.
out probably the best of all of them.
He's real jealous of Dan's wall clock. Getting some.
Oh, I gotta turn
We
this
can
on.
Nico on. I think we can. Yeah, we can Nico on your YouTube there, Llama.
Yeah, no, I was popping out the chat and I
Yeah,
left the wrong window open.
Alright.
Because I wasn't watching chat on StreamYard. 'cause it's like an hour behind.
If you're smart on this chat, you don't want to watch it.
William says his internet died.
Okay.
So I don't know if we're gonna finish up or not.
If his
Or
internet's
we're gonna
died,
talk
we
a
may
little
have.
bit longer and take over William's show. Let's call
Yeah, we
it the
can-
Mad German Decibel and Lima show. Lima, I want to say. Lama. Sorry.
Yeah. Liam could be regretting leaving StreamYard live. He's desperately trying to find a way to kill the connection.
You can come in like on a freaking phone or an iPad or a
Yeah.
tablet and kill it.
But it's on his account, so we've taken over his account at the moment. That could be cruel.
My internet.
Just
You
when
can
we
go.
want to leave.
You can come on with your phone.
Yeah, he's gonna try and sort it out.
Yeah, give me a minute, he says.
Anyway, yeah. So let's flat earthers are the bomb, and the government isn't real, and
No, the tinfoil hat brigade rules the world. That's the story. Yep.
yeah.
The Illuminati gonna take us all in our sleep.
I wonder who's gonna come next person that's gonna say, I'm the son of God or I'm God.
What's that group there that Trump keeps saying is taking over the world there?
What, QAnon?
QAnon, yeah, QAnon
Yeah,
is the best, and
Yep.
they're real.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
What else do we got? Oh, dragons are real. They're just they come out every 1,000 years. We got to wait a couple more years, and all of a sudden we're all going to get eaten by dragons.
Oh, yeah. That's probably from the movie.
Unfortunately, if you go to Indonesia, they will eat you. The Komodo dragons will eat you. They'll take down live goats and everything else. So they are seriously large beasts. Those Komodo dragons.
Oh, I know. Komodo dragons are awesome.
I think
But they're not really
the poison. They have poison in the mouth.
big freaking
The
salamander.
Get a bad infection from them. They have special saliva, would have not a virus, bacteria in, and if they bite you, they basically your flesh starts rotting away, and you die of infection, and they follow the prey basically around till it dies and then eat it.
I thought it was cream cheese, non-fam. Now that Liam's gone, we can actually discuss true science.
The moon is a dragon's egg?
It's cream
Cool.
cheese. It's cream
Oh, cream
cheese.
cheese? I thought it was cheddar cheese. Is it cream cheese or
Let's see,
cheddar
we can debunk all the science myths without Liam to be here.
cheese? Bacteria cheese. Okay. Bacteria.
Creamy Canterbury egg.
And space is real.
Yeah. I think Liam's literally trying to kill the connection to SteamYard as soon as he can. He's going to cancel his account quickly. He's ringing up SteamYard now to cancel his account.
The Earth is flat, but aliens are real. How that would work, I don't know, but
Yeah, the neighbors are illegal aliens.
the whole universe revolves around the Earth. The Earth is the center of the universe.
yep,
I mean, you can
yep,
tell.
yep.
You can see it spin out in the sky. All you have to
Yeah,
look.
exactly. Yeah.
Everything's
Liam takes the
spinning around
photographs to prove it. He got the photographs to prove it. Spinning around in circles, yeah.
I mean, every video you watch, it's the frickin' the sky. I mean, come on.
You see
It's all
Liam's comment.
simulated. We are all
Look
in
at
a
Liam's last
simulated
comment there.
room, you know? Yeah, like in the Matrix. Or maybe somebody put a big TV screen around Earth and that's all what we see now.
He was only sitting there waiting till we got
Don't take
control
me
of your
seriously,
channel,
people.
Liam.
I don't
Once we
believe
got
in that.
control of you. Yeah, we've got control of the channel now. Yeah, trying to kill us as soon as possible.
Now.
Too bad we couldn't like take over the ticker too, you know, and like.
Yeah, this
thank you.
is not the science channel you thought it was.
Here you go. I got a real dragon egg.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's one
Oh,
tasty dragon egg.
I mean, we've all got them.
Yeah,
We've all
you
got
got
dragon eggs.
queen
I
egg.
got my own as well. I got nice. Oh, there we go. I got one as well. See?
There you go. I got squat.
Will that focus? Will that focus? There you go. Nice dragon.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Is that like poured inside of a big resin
My
ball?
dragon egg comes.
No,
with
it's
a
actually
soft
painted on the
center.
inside of a glass ball. It's painted on the inside. They actually paint the inside after.
How the hell did they do that?
Oh, it's an art. It's an art. But it's
Yeah,
painted on the inside of a
right.
glass, solid glass sphere. They do it. Yeah. With a very, very small brush.
He's not actually a myth. What he is a government-controlled digital illusion.
You got the.
Not a myth. He's real in the sense that he's digitally real. He is modern Max Headroom.
It's green Smarties, Marcus. It's not red or green pill. It's green Smarties.
Yeah. What else is Liam always trying to prove? Yeah,
We discussed nuclear fusion for rocket propulsion. That was always good for a laugh. That didn't go down very well. Solar
that
sails.
Why
Yeah.
wouldn't that work?
Oh, it worked fine.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I mean, why don't we just use magnets? You send out a magnet, and then you attract it to it, and then you send it out, and you attract it to it. And you use like electromagnets. And you use atomic power to power them. You send it out there, and then you turn yours on, and it attracts you to it. And then you shoot that one off, and you attract.
See, Liam's watching his channel from the outside and thinks how crazy it normally is. That's as bad as it is for everybody else watching his channel. So now he's on the other side.
Yep. So yeah, that's my new propulsion for spaceships. We're gonna do magnet propulsion, where you shoot a magnet out, and then you attract yourself to the magnet, and then you shoot a magnet
I
out.
think we should be space friendly a little bit. We should use human gas power.
Human gas.
They couldn't do that, Marcus. The phones would last too long, and they want the batteries to fail and swell and crack, so you can keep buying new phones. So that wouldn't work. They want them to self-destruct through time. They'd last too long.
What's the thoughts?
No, I'm using RTGs for fuel cells for phones.
Oh.
Oh, here's another one, man. The Jewish lasers, the satellites, the laser satellites, those Jewish laser satellites. Them things are real, man.
Did you know
They
they have
have a lot of time to wind it
a
up.
beam in your hand telling what to think and what to
Well, that's
say?
why you wear your tinfoil hat to keep the radiation.
Hat, damn it.
Where's that tinfoil hat? Quick, get the tinfoil out. Yep.
Oh gosh,
Hey,
Liam gets back on
tinfoil
your wall with a tinfoil hat. Oh, poor Liam.
He's gonna be sitting there so desperate to get back in. You can imagine he's just there pulling his hair out. Be hard to wind it up though. Every 3 or 4 hours, get outside to wind the rubber band up. Just going outside to wind the rubber band.
Rubber band powered propulsion works, man. I used to have airplanes that proved it.
Yeah, planes. Yeah, that's it.
I love rubber band propulsion.
How desperate were you to get back in
No.
before we ruined your
It's
show
not
for
that.
life?
Because when my internet goes down, I have to reboot the box. It's so slow to come back online. But rubber band propulsion, I'm all for it.
Me too, man.
And I think, Rama, I think you should wear the foil hat. I think it would really set off your looks.
Yeah.
I might have to make one.
I even will bake you a flat cake or send you a flat cake system.
Oh, but here's the question. Here's a big question that will actually puzzle you.
Huh?
Since Earth is not flat, it's curved. When you make a cake, how do you know the cake is flat?
Yeah.
It's not flat. It's curved with the Earth. It's
What is it?
Small.
Now you're all going to go to sleep and you're wondering that.
Here we go. He's gone from rubber bands to Mentos and soda. Yeah, there we go.
Mentos and soda, actually, that would actually be a propulsion system.
Yep. But on that note, I'm afraid I do have to go, gentlemen. Now that you're back in.
Yeah, well,
it wasn't Liam. It wasn't Llama joining. It wasn't Llama joining that threw us out.
Yeah, I had to get back in to close it anyway, but still, it was it was actually interesting watching the channel from the outside and looking in. And knowing it wasn't here, Llama went off on his rant. It was funny. It was funny, guys.
I gotta go.
Keeping everyone entertained.
All right.
Okay.
All right. What happened there?
Something hit pop or something. He went back and had to go and look at it.
Oh, okay.
The noise behind him.
Yeah, well, I'm about to wrap up anyway. It's been on 3.5 hours. But
yeah, let me do my noise.
Thank you for entertaining while I was out.
No, well, we were. The question is, how far do we want to push the envelope with Liam not being here?
You know I won't care. You know I won't give a damn because I know it's all in jest anyway, so I don't care.
And, we don't. We're not that cruel to you.
Yeah, I know. So all curmudgeons is going, non-fem is going.
Yep.
Okay, take care of you. So we're all dropping off. So I think we're going to wrap up anyway.
Yep.
So guys, thank you. It was entertaining as always. And
it was actually very widely stretching today.
But they always do. That's one thing I like about doing these. Like some people are pure 3D printing. That's it, and that's okay. But we're all into other things, right? We all we have some interest in sciences. We have some interest in a lot of other stuff. Kieran and his knitting, right? So whatever.
That's it.
So
haters to all. That's what we want. We're non-fixated here.
Yeah, you're knitting. That's making, right?
Yeah.
So, whatever, right? I like to branch out because it's all about sharing our interests.
You 3D hand printing, you know.
Yeah. That's it. But that's purely functional, and it's got a use. And that project for doing the 3D hand printing for the the children. It's great for athletics for the
The
children. It's
Enable
brilliant.
project is fantastic.
Yep, it is a brilliant project.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and they have now one for doing prosthetic limbs for dogs, like legs for dogs.
Yep.
There's one that's actually out there as well, and that'll be a
Not
cool
just
one again.
dogs, there are other animals as
Yeah.
well. And you see it with the American eagle they did with the beak and everything else. There's so many things that gets taken into veterinary science, everything else. It's
You
used
can
now.
on-farm.
So it's
Yeah,
great.
right on.
Even
And
on-farm.
one-
Yeah, it's like, so there's no limit to what we can do if we're creative enough on it, and that's what this is all about. And whether that's being 3D printing, whether it's that being CNC, laser engraving, doing astronomy and science, like I cover a whole gamut because I'm interested in all of these. So
we've covered that today, that's for sure.
we've covered all of those in just tonight, but that's okay.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's interesting. We share ideas.
Questions get asked. Questions may or may not get answered.
I solemnly believe there's no such thing as stupid questions unless you're saying the earth is flat, right?
Okay, I have maybe a stupid question. I do kind of feel a little bit bad about Llama that we made fun about him. So give him a hard time.
No, he said he heard a sound. He had to run because
He
heard
did.
something.
I hope
something broke or something popped. He said, yeah.
Yeah, he
Kinda
heard
too
something.
bad,
No,
though.
it wasn't about no. He's got a thick skin. He's taking worse from us.
Yeah.
So no, and Tom is not like that. He's an easygoing guy. So he's not like that at all. He can give it and he can take it. So, but no, it's but it's all about like having fun. And like you'd be amazed what we talk about in general. If someone would actually look at and say maybe we can you can do something to fix that or come up with an idea around that, and that's what it's all about. Time travel next time. I'm happy to discuss time travel at any time, old curmudgeon.
No, sorry, that was last time.
You went back and did it. You weren't there. That's good.
Yeah, gotta be quick to get on first.
Yep. You went back and did it. But no, I'm happy to discuss those. I'm happy to get into the detail. Oh, Llama came back. Hey, what was it?
Yeah, there he is.
I
What
don't know. Freaking
No, I'm happy to discuss those. I'm happy to get into
that
You got your YouTube
whole
on. Llama, you got your YouTube on.
without power.
Yep.
I don't know. Oh, sorry, I got
Yeah, killer YouTube.
Yep.
Okay.
Now
That whole literally my end of my driveway, there's a breaker.
Yeah.
So if that side of the street
Closed.
loses power,
Closed.
I still have it because it feeds in this way. And if that side loses power, I still have it because it feeds in this way. All that area over there, there's no fucking lights on, and
Oh,
any
it
of
popped.
that over there.
that's what you heard.
Nope,
You heard
I think
the sound.
I think it was a car accident because I hear a bunch of people yelling and screaming and
Yeah.
fighting and
Scared of the dark.
well, no, there's a.
Alien are invading.
I have a feeling I'll be hearing sirens and stuff soon, but
Oh.
yeah, freaking, they're all without power. That was loud. You guys didn't hear that?
No, the mic didn't pick it up. No.
No.
I got the windows closed and I heard that. I thought it was like.
Yeah.
But I've often
First, I
in the
thought my
basement.
mother did something.
I'm in the basement of my
Oh,
home,
shit.
and if it sometimes during the summer a transformer will pop outside
Yeah,
on the main lines, I can hear it, and I'm in my basement.
yeah, and they shake the house when they pop.
Well, I know I'm far away from it, but I can still hear it here. So,
Yeah.
but
Not only do we have a breaker at the end of my driveway, but up my driveway they put fuses in because we had like 4 trees in like 2 months fall down on the power lines,
mhm.
and it would literally kill both sides because we were right at the breaker. So they put a fuse in at the end of our driveway too. So if anything happens on the driveway, it's just us and my neighbor that gets killed. The fuse pops. Those freaking fuse pops, it sounds like a freaking grenade going off.
Oh,
Yeah.
they're big.
Those
They're
things
big.
are freaking loud.
They are, yeah. They're crazy loud.
I mean, they're only like that big. I don't know if you ever
Yeah,
saw one of those things. I'd never seen them before.
They're compartmentalized filaments. When they break, they cascade. They self-cascade for safety. But when they go with a big,
Yeah,
loud
well, you can't even
cascade.
tell.
Yeah. Yeah.
The ones we have, it's just a tube, and when
Yeah.
it pops, it just expands.
Mm.
It's a disconnect. There's like the connectors in the middle, and
Yeah.
when it pops, it expands. Nothing falls, nothing, but it's loud as crap.
It is, yeah. But that's good. At least there's nothing wrong.
Well, I don't know. There's a lot of people. I have a feeling somebody ran into a telephone pole. Is what actually happened. That's the other thing is we got rid of, the big power stations. You used to have on the ground where
The small substations, yeah.
We don't have those anymore around here.
Yep.
They took them all out, and they put a rack of 6 regular telephone poles with the cans up in the pole now to do the same thing. I mean, what used to be a big power station, now they can put in a little freaking can on the pole. And so at the end of my driveway is also there's like 6 poles, 10 feet apart, all with cans on them. I have a feeling somebody hit one of them.
All right, guys, I say good night.
All right, yeah, we're going to wrap it up anyway because I need to get to bed as well. It's 3.5 hours and it's 10:30 here. So,
Yep.
All right, guys, it was fun
everywhere, but
as always.
Freaking Matt's house.
Yeah, 10:30 here as well, Liam.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but yeah, you're 12 hours ahead.
Yeah.
So
Good
you
morning.
were
Boy,
GMT plus 8,
future boy,
and we don't do daylight saving.
Who are you
Yeah.
talking to?
future boy, future boy, future boy.
yeah,
Future
because
boy, that's it.
you're ahead
Future
of
boy,
us.
yep.
Oh yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, I get it now.
He likes to think he's ahead of us anyway.
I'm also in front of you.
Yeah, you're both
Yep,
future
yep.
boys.
So it's future. No,
Past
sorry.
and past.
Yeah, past and past. Yep.
I'm just a little delayed. That's all.
Well, that's what your parents keep telling you. Yeah.
I'm just old with a little bit of delay.
So see, here's the thing, right? He's saying future and past. So right now, right, I'm in the past, but I'm approaching the future. That's time travel, right?
Yep. Exactly.
We're all time
Exactly.
travelers.
We're all time
Yeah.
traveling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the thing is,
direction.
the one thing about it is, we have mass, so we can't time travel.
We are time traveling.
We are
Well,
More time
no,
in
we're
the
spending
future.
more time.
Stop ruining it with science.
But you've got the StreamYard stream and the YouTube. The YouTube over here on my left is actually what 45 seconds behind.
Yeah, the YouTube has a
Yeah.
delay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
we're
there is
all
always there's a
YouTube delayed past people. I don't know.
yeah. See.
Hi, guys.
The reason
Guys.
why we can't travel through time is because we are at the speed of light is because we spend more time moving through space than we do through time.
Yeah.
That's another conversation, and that's an interesting conversation.
Next week.
We're not moving
I'm
through
gonna cover
space.
next week.
We're the center of the universe, dude.
We can do relatively next week.
So we can't be moving
Oh,
through space. We're stationary.
That's actually not relativity, but yeah.
And we're the
Dave.
center of the universe.
Say that again.
I said it's a flat Earth, and we're the center of the universe. So we're not moving.
No,
through space.
you just think you're the center of the universe. But see, I had somebody who came on and not one of my streams, but one
With the flat Earth,
an app,
man.
and
The
he
stars
said,
are all painted on there by freaking NASA, man.
but he turned around. And he said, what was he saying? He said how about I do whatever I want and right? Because and then I said, and my response to him is, I said, despite what you think, you're not the center of the universe, and I can mathematically prove that. He never responded to me.
Mathematical equation to prove
Let's
that.
shut him up. When you can mathematically
Oh, my
prove something to
God.
someone, they can't argue with you.
Anyway,
All right, guys.
oh, here comes the
Okay.
Okay.
Cheers, guys.
see.
Cheers, Liam, and everybody else that
I like
paused to
eating
watch us
breakfast
run
all
Liam's
during the day.
channel
Yeah,
for
people hang out
15
with
minutes
us.
or so.
You know, after 3.5 hours, we still have 10 people hanging out with us.
Yeah.
Breakfast
YouTube
is
says
my
16.
favorite food group.
That is true, Curmudgeon, and that is relatively. All right. It was fun. I'm going to let everybody go, get out, go to bed.
Yeah, that's a hint. Piss off. That's a hint. Yeah.
Get some work done. You stop being grumpy. You're over here. Sorry, the screen is flipped.
I'm having fun screwing with you, man.
I know, this is fun. It's always fun.
Anyway, see you, man.
All right,
Good
man.
fun.
Have a good one. Take care. All right, guys. I'd like to say thank you all for hanging out with us tonight. It was fun. Those of you who are still on, still 11 people after 3.5 hours. That's cool. So remember, I do the Hangouts every Wednesday at 7 p.m. And I do other streams when I have the systems available, like to do live unboxings and so on. So please like, subscribe, ding the bell if you haven't already done so. And remember, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay printing. Thank you and have a good night.